He just keeps fighting. He's not even afraid anymore.
And the first time that I played against them was kind of weird. Now I think I'm ready, and our team's ready as well. That's the time to win against them.
Welcome back to the CSGO premiere here at Eleague in Atlanta. I am with Anders in the Boost Mobile, Cassie McCasterface casting desk.
There we go.
Yeah, something.
You nailed it.
So many casts in there.
Listen, we lost Bodie McBoatface, and I'll never forget the British government for that. So
and now you just taking all that frustration on us.
Yeah, we'll bring it back, you know. The internet wants what it wants. It usually can't be stopped, so...
Usually.
Usually. Most of the time.
Except for, as you said, Bodie McBoatface.
Yeah, well, that's when it came, you know, outside the reach of the internet. We're doing a good job otherwise. This game, I think, is going to be great. It's the rematch. Different maps, but same teams, and I think this is going to be an explosive game. I look forward to it.
Oh, this is going to be so incredible, especially when you consider it's you know, the difference between moving on to the playoffs and just getting eliminated early. And definitely there's a lot of time to look back at this event. If you get eliminated here, you have that whole player break coming up right before, you know, DreamHack, right before the major, and you just get to sit here and stew and think about the fact that you were not able to overcome this obstacle. Big test for MIBR early on with Tarek just joining the lineup. Not a lot of time for them to improve, but I mean, talking to Stewie, he was fine with this. He just said, this is the comfortable position to be in. We lost once, now we can adjust. Now we can change and go right back at him. This round is live, and Naf, look at this aggression. What a statement that Liquid is making here, taking control of A main right off the bat.
Yeah, and I think MIBR realized, so that means whatever plan they had, now they have to work around that a little bit. They at least have to consider it. If they wanted to go far towards B, then they have to know that Liquid at least will realize that there's no one threatening the A bomb site right now. So a little bit annoying for them, maybe. It seems like they're grouping up, but they have a Molotov. If they can get Eleague away, Naf could be dead quick.
This is a bit of a mind game, though, from Liquid when you think about it, because what normally happens on these pistol rounds is A is the retake and B has the stack, and they just try and, you know, drop a smoke on the bomb and kind of diffuse it in the smoke when MIBR hits A. Now if MIBR goes at this, 3 players here, Eleague's presence, aggressive, kind of gives it up. This might start to feel like an obvious bait. Naf is all alone at the moment. Twist is going to help out, but look at Fur up on top of the box, and Naf wasn't expecting that whatsoever.
Nope, Crosshair in the wrong position. He will go down. It's still a 4-on-4. Twist and Eleague, and now Nitro rotating in towards the side. So 3 men here, and a 4th one coming in. Taco right up at the highway. A lot of damage being put out right now by MIBR, and it will be Fallen to get the first kill. He goes down. Twist with 2 big headshots, and I think coldzera is in a lot of trouble right now. With the bomb down, maybe he could spend some time just trying to fight them individually, but right now, he's got to look for it. And they fight him a bit too early. Again, no bomb plant, so no real reason for Eleague or Taco to be fighting this. And now, the 2 former teammates fighting each other. Taco with the health advantage, and coldzera with the Glock. Sneaking around, trying to win this fight. 9 seconds left, and Taco playing it smartly and waiting. Bomb will be going down, and now Taco up on the high ground. Spin spotted. coldzera almost catching him mid-air. Taco a little bit nervous, and he's going to be going down against coldzera. That's going to be in the back of your mind, but even more so maybe if you're a former teammate. I could sort of imagine that you don't want to lose that.
Also, I mean, I did just focus on Taco there, but you have to look at that fight from Eleague, staying up on top, not fighting in a position where Taco can actually assist him in the 2 versus 1. Twist riding some momentum, going for an early peek on when he thinks the bomb is getting planted, gets eliminated. That's a 1 versus 3 for coldzera to win in the pistol round, and this has happened before for Team Liquid. They've referenced it on day 1, talking about a missed pistol round opportunity in a similar situation. They said, yeah, that put us entirely on tilt, and it lasted about 6 rounds. Remember, MIBR in that opening day matchup between these 2 teams got out to an early lead, and Team Liquid had to come back.
Well, we've been saying from, I think, day 1, wouldn't it be fantastic if Team Liquid would actually just start a game not behind, you know, 5 or 6 rounds.
Just win, start to finish.
Yeah, just get that beautiful start. They do seem to be good at coming back into the games, which is interesting, but, you know, against a team like...
You don't want that to be your thing, though, right?
No, you really don't. Like, against this team, riding or just counting on the comeback, that could be a little bit tricky. Do have a armor on everybody, upgraded pistols all around. This is actually a dangerous round if you're a MIBR. You've got to be very careful. You've got 1 AK-47. Taco going down. It's a good flashbang, really good assist to get in through that vent, and that should pretty much clear it up. The rest of Liquid might have to think about saving these guns for the next round.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't even go for it. Just back off. Nitro's in a pretty good spot. He might have already been spotted. Fallen was checking behind. Still watching that, but yes, a good aggressive round from MIBR. And the thing we also have to think about, this MIBR team, yes, they've struggled, and I know a lot of us analysts picked Team Liquid to win today if you follow the Eleague Twitter and kind of saw those predictions get sent out. But this is going to be much more of a battle for Team Liquid, much more of a test. This MIBR team with Tarek coming in, they're going to get better and better as time goes on. They haven't had a lot of time to practice with them, so this is going to be a much different looking team than we saw on day one. As we've alluded a number of times, this rematch allows MIBR to make the necessary adjustments.
Yeah, I think that's a big point that Yanko brought up on the desk is the fact that that's what they're really good at, just adjusting throughout the tournament and getting to play a similar map. Same map here on Cash definitely makes a difference. Third round coming up now, and the armor is saved on 3 people. They managed to steal a MAC-10. That could be really interesting on Eleague. It's a kind of weapon that can get at close range, could definitely get a couple of kills.
Yeah, going to be tough, but especially if there's any kind of confusion, if he's, you know, a piece of the stack, and you also pass that CZ over to Naf, might not be the worst idea to give him the Deagle instead without armor, but you can't complain with Twist on that weapon. Either way, MIBR looking to extend their lead to 3-0. Eleague going to get close up. No backup, so Fur can swing on him, but patiently getting all the way into the smoke, and how far does he want to go? We've seen this get pre-spammed. Specifically just yesterday when I think it was Stewie that was inside of it, got brought down pretty low. Which isn't going to hug it though. And still patience from both teams. We are not willing to have any kind of aggression. Fur 20 health, that MAC-10 just couldn't do the damage at range.
If it had, there's a 50-50 chance that gun drops off the roof. And I mean, that's the AK lost on the wrong side, so it could have been a little bit tricky, but all of that is avoided. And they could just continue to play this slow for quite a long time if they want to feel out what kind of defense they're facing. We talk about this so much, but if you want to win some of these rounds that are supposed to be a little bit easy, it really is critical that you use your grenades properly. If you try and save them for whatever reason, you want to save $200 or $300, usually that's the first way that things go wrong. The other way it could go badly is you run into a stack mode.
I was going to say, they're walking right into the trap that Liquid has set. They better use their utility. They're going to be in some trouble. Naf up top, a lot of damage can be done from him, and that's going to be an important part. Twist almost gets his head picked off before it even begins. The tough part now is, yes, this is a stack, but that showing from Twist tells him there's 2 players inside the bomb site. Twist with the opening kill. Naf is going to pounce on the first player he sees. Can't get anything more than that.
Now it's down to Twist, and we've already seen him get some great headshots with Deagle. They're very low on time as well, 18 seconds, and Taco picking up the gun at the wrong time. Twist going to be going down, and that leaves Nitro 1 versus 3. That's just 2-minute targets in front of him. So MIBR, they adjust at the end. Fallen picks up a triple kill, and they're going to win the round. So Liquid, now they can buy rifles.
Yeah, but that was still a great opportunity for Liquid, and it felt like they lost their nerve right at the end. A lot of players peaking for some fights. You have under 20 seconds left. MIBR still has to commit to the bomb site. Make them make the move and walk into your crosshairs. Give them an opportunity that they pounced upon by peaking and taking those fights too early. Nonetheless, as you said, the rifles are out. Best chance for Team Liquid to get started. 4 M4s. The off isn't there. Good utility. No kits on the defensive side. Nitro and Eleague start the round out with a mid-emphasis, but they're playing towards highway so they can rotate up towards that A bomb site and bail Twist out.
I wonder what would have happened if Naf hadn't gone for the secondary peek, because they have to commit, sort of walk through A main to actually peek him, and there would have been like 2 people on the bomb side that could have shot them if they tried it. But you know, hindsight's always a good thing.
It was probably, I imagine it would be awkward for him, the fact that he got that first kill and there was no one else coming, like that he just didn't see or hear any more indication. Liquid have used all that utility. There's the push in towards A main. That smoke didn't even, I mean, that flashbang didn't even do a whole lot to Fur, just couldn't find that kill. Twist at 8 HP, very, very close. Actually, they're going to dink down Tarek as well. Spam, he's got to dodge those bullets and get out of there. Good advantage for Team Liquid.
Yeah, that's a big way to begin a round. Even if Tarek has the UMP, it does put a lot of pressure on the rest of the T side now. Cold has been holding outside of B for a very long time and has not really managed to get any kills over there. That's always fun if you can draw someone towards the B bomb site with an early kill.
Oh, this is not great. Naf is actually rotating away from the B bomb site. He's in connector. That's dangerous. If he goes down, Taco has no support. Everyone else on the other side of the map, and they're actually going to attack mid, which is great for Team Liquid. Nitro holding the line. He sees so many. Doesn't know where to aim, though. This is an awkward fight for him, and eventually he does lose out. So does Eleague, but the knife comes out from Tarek. Low HP, and somehow Liquid just barely hold on to that attempt from MIBR.
Yeah, I really don't want to see that again. That was such a weird fight in the middle. Two people standing right on top of each other, almost bumping into each other. Yeah. What if a grenade lands on top of them? I mean, there's so many ways that could have gone really badly, but it worked out, and in the end, even without the bullets, it still gets some action in.
I think it's interesting that I mean, I guess they have the bomb going towards door throughout all that, but I actually thought MIBR was going to take mid control and go towards that B bomb site, which would have been dangerous with the way Naf rotated. Obviously, with the way it works out in the end, looks like a very good decision for Naf. Or it was a very good decision for Naf.
And they get to salvage 2 AK-47, so that's always fun when you could do that.
Got some kits now as well.
Yeah, starting to build it up. And then double Galil, C-set 75 on the other side. So they are, on the other hand, not looking too hot at the moment in terms of the weaponry.
This is a lean to the B-bomb site for MIBR. Fur just causing some ruckus. But you can see Nitro's up in the vents, Naf up top, and Taco inside of that B bomb site. So if MIBR continues with this plan of attack, that's a pretty tough setup to get through, although Naf has just rotated away. Fur has done enough to kind of pull that rotation.
Nitro and Taco are almost standing on top of each other, and if they get Molotov'd out of there, that could be dangerous. This first setting up the Molotov for the vent. See Nitro, taking a fair bit of damage. He's going to try and one-way smoke it, though, or at least create a bit of a gap that might be hard to catch. And they are moving very close. Stewie is right behind him as well. This could get dangerous. Molotoving all the way in the back. That smoke, surely they're going to check it. Such a tell that that's going on. And they counter-boost to try and look for him, and somehow Nitro comes out on top. That's actually pretty impressive, and Naf is now chiming in. 2 big kills for him as Fur also goes down to Eleague. And that's pretty much the round. Tarek now in a 1 versus 4. Not going to stand any chance at all. It looked like they were right on the lip of that bomb side. They could have exploded into it, but they never really made it.
They wanted to take out Nitro. They know that's a very strong position, and especially it helps for the retake. So the smoke kind of gives away where he was, which is why it was a bit of a risky play for Nitro. Obviously handles it well. But again, you know, we're going to say that name of Naf. I mean, he gets aggressive towards checkers. He doesn't want to give him the space. He wants to deny everything. And when Naf plays like that, this Liquid can be a tough team to beat. I mean, when he's being proactive and aggressively taking those fights that we know he likes.
I would even argue we haven't even seen the real Naf fly in this tournament yet. Like, he's been good. He's been playing a good game. It's not that, but it's just that the last 10% that he has is so ridiculous. I love it. It's just, especially when you consider what a calm guy he usually is in real life. Can be quite the opposite in the game. Nitro goes down, and that's an interesting kill to begin with. It's hard to build something behind when you don't have any armor, but you know, still counts as economic damage.
Well, what it does is it shifts the defense. No one has eyes on mid. First going to get close up before they're even aware. Eleague is checking for it. He's keeping his eyes on it, and he's going to take that fight down highway. There goes Stewie. So now into a 4-on-4, and Liquid has forced back any aggression that MIBR wanted to have at the A bomb site at that point. Quickly going to shift over. Bomb is in Fallen's hands in vents. Taco not inside the site. He might have taken his eyes off it for too long and be worried that someone could already be pushing close up, but at some point he's going to have to get in. Eleague under a lot of pressure, tapping away. There's the swing. Well managed. And now retreating.
Yeah, the lack of head armor on the other side. Well, good job all around. In fact, 2 of the USP kills there, just headshots from Eleague, and a triple overall for him. This is a nice return into the round from Liquid, and much earlier than we sometimes see.
Yes.
They've decided to just
lower
the difficulty a little bit.
3-0 run after going down 0-3, and we're going to get a timeout from MIBR as they have another bye coming in, obviously. And we want to talk things over about what they've seen in these past 3 rounds that they could exploit.
What have you seen, Moses, that they could exploit? What could be something that would maybe even just get them the first kill? Maybe that's the first. That's always an easy way. You don't maybe have to plan the whole round all of the time. You can't just try and plan for that first step.
I'd like to see them go at some point for some mid control beyond just kind of sending Fur out to frag. You know, I think the only time they've done it is really send one player out. They've thrown the Molotov into vents a couple times and not had presence.
Yeah. But all these sandbags as well.
Yes. And I mean, if you like, it's just so strong on this. It's so difficult to hold, and especially if a CT team is going to have some players out in mid without aggressively holding it, it feels like go for it, because he's either going to give it up for free or he's going to fight and you're going to have a chance for a kill.
Well, let's try to see how they handle it in this round after a quick timeout. Usually, Fallen has been very good in the past at coming up with cool stuff in those timeouts. I don't know what that is.
Which is something I figured you would know all these weird smokes.
I mean,
maybe he sneezed when he was lining it up or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like a statement, you know. Like,
I don't need this.
Yeah, and I know where you guys are. Check this out.
Well, Tarek knows where Naf is, so he just gives it up. I'm gonna fall back and readjust that B defense. Maybe reboost him in as they take control of checkers. That smoke is still there, faded, so a bit of a risky boost late for the defense, but Tarek is aware of the possibility. Here's Naf, has the peak, has the line. 50-50 battle for those two.
It really feels like it. I'm kind of a little bit surprised that NAF sticks around afterwards just for the grenade potential, but actually looking at it, they really don't have a lot on the T side right now, which obviously is a problem. 2 smokes and a Molotov.
They've used a lot and not gained anything, haven't they?
Yeah.
They're nowhere. I mean, they have Fur out in mid, and that's about it. So he'll have a flank up highway late.
He's waiting. There's a patience battle in the middle between him and Nafly. They're just trying to see if they could do it, and Fur eventually wins. So that is really big. Considering the grenades, they needed something to crack this all open with. Twist gonna be downed on the boost. Fallen takes him down, and somehow they just stroll onto the bomb site with 10 seconds left. Get the bomb plant down as well. This is supposed to be pretty difficult.
Yeah, it did look far too easy, didn't it? An awkward route for Taco to handle, though, coming out of doors. As Fallen wraps all the way around to check. You know, Taco has to keep... I mean, not Taco, excuse me. It was Twist boosted up, I believe.
Yes.
He was the one who has to keep kind of his eye. He can't, like, just give it up and swing over to fight players at door in case someone comes out of main. So, pretty interesting way to take the bomb site. But still, shouldn't have been that easy. Fur is still alive in mid and waiting to take some weapons away. Liquid want that gun out of his hands, and they're going to get it. So 2 players survive for Liquid, 2 players surviving so far for MIBR. They're going to go for more. A missed shot from Tarek. He's going to follow it up, but that fight is just too much. But a 4th round for MIBR as they respond out of the timeout.
It's such a big weapon to have in your team if you do those timeouts and make the next round work. It obviously gives some confidence to all of the players that that's really worth it. So we'll see. In the 8th round, it does cost a lot for Liquid. Even if they save those 2 rifles, still really only one of them can buy if they lose a round. So, yeah, they need to keep winning.
Yeah, we'll see how this one goes. Nitro with that op. And Connector, Eleague at sandbags. Pretty quiet across the map as Eleague wants to get aggressive in mid. Just spotting for anyone on the truck, anyone being boosted up on the box.
Well, Fallen, I think, was boosted up on that ice cream truck all the way in the back
yesterday,
there.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, so maybe they're remembering that. Just want to make sure that it doesn't happen again. Twist and Eleague all the way over at the A side, or at least gravitating that way.
Looks like Twist might have a job to do coming up here. Stewie's already at the door. Tarek lining up smoke. Fallen and Fur and A main with Cold Zero not far behind, and you can already see the rotation is in. Smoke's going to be for the bomb site. Twist has to make a decision whether he wants to commit or fall away.
That Molotov goes a little bit too far into main, so they can actually walk past it. Otherwise, that's a really good idea to buy time. But they're on the site, and the bomb is going to be planted. Fur in charge of it. Planting a little bit close to default, which means I think someone can still defuse on the other side. I wanted to be a little bit further back so that you can hold it from main. But it's a 5-on-5 for the afterplant. Eleague with a flank. He's very slow right now. And I wonder if they're not just going to run out of time. If they wait for Eleague, that might just be too late here. Good flashbangs coming in and falling. Oh, he's going to go down. Twist. That's a really important kill. Making that work. Tarek going to win the fight against Eleague. So they waited a long time for that to happen. It doesn't really work out. And now it's a 4-on-4. For close range here, and they're getting chewed up in the crossfire. For more damage being output. Good double kill for him. They simply have to back off. So, looked like Liquid weren't really sure how they wanted to retake that.
Well, it's so tough. I personally, I don't like watching teams do 5-on-5 full HP retakes in post-bomb plant. It makes me feel really uneasy when teams do it. It's such a hard battle to win as well. But the fact is, you know, as I mentioned, Twist had to make a decision whether he was going to stay in front of that smoke and just take whatever fights came his way, or whether he was going to fall back and play at retake. And once you kind of make that decision to fall back, you know, if he stays in fights and gets 1 or 2 kills, his teammates can come through the smoke and help him. But if not, then it's a 4-on-5, and you have to think retake or save at that point. So, I mean, Twist plays the team game and just says we'll all retake together and see what happens. And, you know, Fur hit some stunning shots as well, holding the bomb site, so fair play.
Well, they've got some upgraded pistols and that submachine gun. They're playing it very aggressively, but MIBR, they see it coming. This is heads-up play for them to be defensive early in this round, make sure that they weren't going to get caught off guard. That seems to have really paid off.
Those were Stewie's first kills of the game. Those 2 of the pushing in door. He's had a rough time of it. Equally on the Team Liquid side, Nitro at 2 kills. There's Taco pushed up in mid. He gets taken down. Naf still hasn't gotten involved in any way with that M4, and doesn't even look like he's going to get a chance. Down to very low HP, and the Glock should be able to finish him off, but he backs away. They're going to take that out of his hands, surely, by the end of it. So it will be 6-3. Both teams going on 3-round runs and exchanging them back and forth.
Well, they know where one of them is, yeah. Still able to take him down. Even tried for the wallbang, which you absolutely can do. Another round, so 6-3. Starting to become a very good first half here for MIBR. I don't think they're near the finish line. We've seen this already on Cash in the tournament, that even if you get a lot of rounds on the T side, you can end up struggling heavily on the CT side. So you can't really take your foot off the gas yet. Need a bit more, like up towards 9 rounds, I think. That's where you start to feel real good.
9 on the T side makes you happy?
9, 10-ish.
That's your thing?
Yeah. I'm a bit skeptical when it comes to T rounds and Cash.
Nice kill from Taco. Takes the AWP right out of Fallen's hands. Smoke goes down. Seen a number of times Liquid get aggressive across the map. Remember they had that pick off towards A main earlier. A good nade follow up on Coldzera. Nothing too crazy, but nice idea. Now look again, going for that push. Twist and Eleague taking over. But with all this aggression on the extremities of the map, MIBR realized that middle is going to be weak, so Fur's already up towards the highway box with Tarek to back him up.
I mean, first timing is obviously world class. So if he can swing around the corner at the right time and get the right headshot, that cracks everything open. This
position is just so versatile, right? They can keep him here, and they can actually attack a bomb site, and with 3 players, and use him to lurk or cut off a rotation. They can have him instigate. They can have him do an aggressive lurk, and that's a missed smoke, and that's not ideal. And they don't realize it's missed unless Stewie kind of calls it out. So Fur might turn this corner, and maybe they do realize, maybe he does know he threw it incorrectly, as no one's tried to use it in any way. Taco with another kill towards that B bomb site. Well played from him in this round. 2 frags, put his team in a big advantage.
Surprised that they're leaving Taco alone on the B-bomb side, considering that they have 5 people alive. Although Eleague is flanking in behind them, so there's going to be some help. But Taco really needs to stay alive right now. They're getting very close to entering this bomb site. 15 seconds on the clock, and he's got a flashbang primed, ready to set up some sort of pop flash. Turning around, oh, he catches absolutely everybody. That's a really... He doesn't even get the kills, but still, that's a good pop flash.
Yeah, shout out. That's 1 assist for the damage and another assist for the blind player, isn't it? That's one that won't show up in the stats sheet, but all around, a great job from Taco. Shutting things down as the anchor.
I think what they wanted to do with that smoke that failed towards top of the highway is they wanted to prevent any vision for Liquid in the middle, and I think robbing them of that vision, they were hoping that they would gravitate more towards the A-bomb side and be a little bit more scared that there was going to be some sort of push happening there.
Yeah, and I don't think it would have worked just because Team Liquid already had 3 players at that A-bomb side, right? And then
they were in main, right?
Yeah,
so.
And obviously when you're kind of quiet across the map, that's when Eleague starts flanking. I guess that's the big takeaway for that round. MIBR has to avoid obviously a round like that where they lose 2 players, but I mean, what Taco pushes up, gets that first kill. The next kill is Coldzera just in a duel and loses that to Taco. And sure, it's not going to happen every single time, but You just kind of, you know, the other rounds where they've actually executed and hit a bomb site together have been very good.
I think it's worth highlighting, I think that point you made as well, just to say there's like 2 levels to missing a smoke. One is that you missed it so that it doesn't do what you wanted it to do. But it might be even worse if you don't know that it's missed, so you're sort of playing off a false assumption at that point in time, you know? That could be scary. What a peek. Taking down for, this is so aggressive. Deep towards the sunroom and still picking up the kill, and he's hanging around. This is frustrating right now for MIBR. They're going to be really upset at this.
Well, here's that extra 10% that you mentioned, Anders. Tough part is there's a gap in that smoke. And if Naf just tries to leisurely walk away, it's not going to go well for him. But that's a pretty dirty off angle. Like, if anyone tries to go to the B bomb site, I cannot imagine anyone checking that.
No, I mean...
if they do, they're just a god.
It'd have to be a couple of players in the world maybe that would have the foresight to think about something like that. It seems like they're going to leave it alone, actually, and just... The problem is, because of Naf's position, they can hold 3 men towards the A-bomb side on the other side, so still very tough, I think, to make a breakthrough on that side of it.
It's not an easy thing. And do they have Nitro boosted up? No, he's just got the op. There's the opening kill, not even falling back. Knows door is a danger. Fallen walks right into it. The follow-up as well. Tarek, that flashbang didn't work nearly as much as he wanted it to. Another great round for Team Liquid, and these have been phenomenal, not only in the victories, but in how many players they're keeping alive while doing it. I think Stewie and Coldzera, the only plan that they can have at the moment is just fall back and save the weapons.
Which they're going to need in the upcoming rounds. They really don't have the money to rebuy them, so why not?
I think these might be the only 2 rifles they have.
Yeah.
Could be SMG, upgraded pistols on the other 3 if they want to go for a force up, and we've seen them out BR go for some crazy buys. Taco's on the hunt. He wants to prevent that from happening. I don't think he's going to be able to. 3 seconds, and yeah, that smoke should stop it. I don't want to... He's going to go through. Oh, my lord. Flashbang. That's perfect. Pop flash. He does it so well. They all do. And that denies a lot of money. I'll eat my words every day of the week for a play like that.
Really well done. And I mean, that isn't the sort of player that we normally associate with Taco anyway, right?
No, it's
a little bit more careful. Good stuff.
Holy hell.
Exactly. Just took the words right out of my mouth.
I did not expect that. I was like, oh, Taco, what you doing?
Well, it's all worth it. I mean, even if he goes down, it's not... they can live with that, but...
yeah, well, I mean, the big thing is it obviously prevents any kind of a buy, right? Like, yes, it's an easier purchase, 2 AKs and like 3 pistols or so, but this gives you just a much easier round to equalize things. That 9-6 that you wanted, Anders, it's not looking too good for MIBR.
It's slipping right now, especially when you factor in the economy. Don't know what Fallen took so much. Was that Eleague putting that out? I guess it must have been. One good grenade, if he had one, would be the end of it. He's going to fall back instead. Does not want to fight. Again, there's no reason to lose any rifles in this round. They will lose 1. A bomb plant, even, I think, is going to be going down. So that's great news. Molotov should still be able to complete the plant. Yeah.
I'm very confused by that defense. But here we go. Should be easy for them to be able to retake this. Stewie's got to challenge this. Try and keep him away. Do whatever he can. Twist is going to fall. So a couple nice kills in the plant. That'll be a victory for MIBR, especially when you consider how wrecked their economy is from 2 players dying after the timer last round. I don't know how strong their buy will be in this one either way, though. Although they're going to buy. It's going to be decent. They have 1 player who's hurting, but other than that, MIBR is going to have another strong purchase here. They can even have the AWP if they choose.
It's one of the times, though, where the bomb plan actually helps them. The extra $800 on everybody, definitely a factor in this round, especially in terms of the grenades. So, not a bad win to have. 6-6. You talked about sort of getting a little bit more mid-control with more than just fur, and they haven't really still done that. Like, not in the way that you were talking about.
They haven't at all, and here comes... play towards the B bomb site, perhaps 4 people here, and it makes sense to send a decent amount of bodies. They've had 2 rounds now where Liquid's got aggressive. Oh, this is so fast paced. They've already spotted Taco. He's in some trouble. They've got to wait for this flashbang. It's coming in. He's burning all the meanwhile. Great shot. It's the best Taco could have hoped for, and now Naf. He steps up to the plate. He's got 3 stunning headshots. He's shutting down MIBR, and that is a brilliant defense.
See, when I said we hadn't seen the full level of Naf yet, that's what I'm talking about right there. What an absolute beast. It's just so wild. Because it happens so quickly as well. They're just his aim is incredible.
It's really nice control.
See, I thought, because I think Taco realized that he was caught as well. I actually thought Taco would try and smoke himself off, but You could even tell that he just took a deep breath before he peaked, and it was just beautiful, wasn't it?
All right, here we go. I mean, again, even with that, you have to shout out for NAF the quick response. Maybe Taco called for it. It's like they saw me, you're gonna need to pop flash, and that flashbang comes in to allow Taco to get that kill. So I mean, 3 frags and an assist for NAF in the round. In a much more faster pace. That is a change of pace round that we see catch teams off all the time, and Liquid handled it great.
6-7. I think they have a very strong first half on their hands right now, Liquid. They're going to be very happy no matter what. Nitro catching Fur, trying to transition to the other side of middle. What is this?
He's peeking underneath the shot, right? Just popping up, saying hi.
Almost whack-a-mole, wasn't it?
That is the worst whack-a-mole to play. It's like if you lose, you die.
Yeah, you wouldn't participate.
I wouldn't participate.
I don't think there's a carnival in the world where that happens.
I'm sure there's been one of the dark times in history. It depends on what the prize is, I guess, you know?
Yeah?
Every man's got his prize, Sanders.
Okay. if we put Slinkies on the other side, Moses, would you be...
No, Slinkies wouldn't be worth it.
Right. Okay. Just testing, you know, I don't know how strong your commitment is to...
To my Slinky craft? Yeah. It's not that strong. Surprisingly. Oh, here we go again. And at that time, were they turned from it? Yep. Must have come in.
They were turned for... So I don't know why they were both turned, though. That seemed weird, you know.
It's an aggressive challenge. Oh, right through the box. The pre-fire shot. Don't see Fallen get outplayed like that too often, but Nitro's done it here.
That fly going to be going down in return, though, but yeah, that's going to be very frustrating. Taco's pushed up outside of B, and they don't seem to be ready for it. He's hitting some really good headshots right now, continuing the spray and taking down for even controlling the bomb now. This is definitely a kind of Taco that we haven't necessarily seen when he was actually on the Brazilian side. So it's good to see a different kind of depth to him as a player, which is, I guess it's hard to have too much flex when you're playing with the likes of Cold Zero and Fur in a team. Like, you're not going to have that much space, so maybe a bit more here on Liquid. 9-6 in their favor in the first half. I think that's a terrific first half.
Yeah, it really is. We're going to tag, and then he goes for the follow-up as well. 2 great shots through the box. And you're right, Taco flexing a little bit in this half. We've seen some of that aggression. It is nice to see him kind of breaking out of his shell in that fashion. 14 kills for NAF, 14 kills for Twist to lead the way for Team Liquid. And yeah, 9-6, you lost the Pistron, you went down 0-3. There was another 3-round run for MIBR in there. And you end it with 6 straight.
Stewie had that double kill in one of the rounds where they had pistols or something, and then...
Yes, when they pushed him door 1 round.
Right, and then he's had 1 since that.
So he's ended the half on 3 kills total.
3 kills, yeah.
If my maths are correct. That's tough.
It definitely is, and especially I think on the T side, usually Stewie's such a playmaker. Like, he's one of those ones you can call him up and say, you know, we need an entry here, we need a kill there.
I get the sense, and this is just a personal thing, I don't actually have any evidence for it, so take that for what it's worth. But, you know, in that interview I did with him when I asked him about that, and he said, you know, I'm very, like, happy in my role. I'm very, you know, I'm adjusting to it. I'm comfortable with what they've given me. But it does feel like, you know, some of the things that he did on Cloud9 are taken away from, are limited. So you can kind of look at that and say, maybe there are still some kinks to work out. And I guess that's kind of an obvious thing, but it seems like he has been hit a little bit harder by sort of a diminished role and being able to do the things that he likes to do.
Yeah, I mean, we'll track the progress obviously over the next couple of months and see if there's a big change in it. Smoke towards the forklift, between the container and the forklift, and see if they can make this work. Round number 16, the second half. Still the first map here. The first match of the day. There's so much more coming, so stick around and invite your friends. Taco has all of his friends with him, and they're going to get those opening kills. Twist to land both the headshots with the bomb plant to follow up. Very tricky retake coming in. They're all running in from the same side. That already could be a bit of a problem. They have 1 smoke to try and lure somebody out, but this is going to be tricky. They smoke off towards main where nobody's holding.
Yeah, they can't possibly know that, but that smoke is going to be useless. Twist for the initial hold at the default plant spot. Great goosh, and yeah, this should be MIBR just falling apart, but Fallen is keeping them in this, and actually a 1-on-2 now.
They gave him so much to work with. Fallen, 3 kills in the round. If they can win this back, that'd be huge. Cold Zero to pick it up, and even without the kit, they're going to have the time for it. That is a big misplay for Team Liquid.
That one hurts. That's both pistols now that they've had some wild misplay. Again, yeah.
They weren't really forced into I mean, some of these shots are also really out of the world, but...
That's a good point. When you do see it like this, like he did get 2 one-taps, right? And they did, it's not like they made like mispeaks. They're all peaking at that same choke point when they're entering the bomb site. That was actually well played from Team Liquid. Didn't convert the kills.
I actually might retract that.
Yeah, they played that. They actually played that pretty well. You just can't do it sometimes, can you?
No, from the other angle, it kind of looked like they were carelessly fighting him, but... He just destroyed them.
Yeah, that's exactly where you want to take those fights. As they enter into that choke point on the side, it had just fallen.
Different angles at the same time. Like, yeah, I don't even know.
What can you do?
Nothing, apparently. Just no chance. Seems unfair, doesn't it?
It does a little bit.
So bomb plant did go down, and they've only invested moderately into this round on Liquid, which is surprising to nobody. They're going to have rifles in the next round. See what they can do, and I think, you know, MIBR, they saw this coming. They have all the MP9s in the world.
What kills can Team Liquid get? They've got a Deagle on Twist. You know that's been pretty dirty throughout this tournament, and actually a nice little tag on a Tarek. 53 HP. Twist is going to try and come clean him up. A long way for Tarek to fall back. They know he's got to be in lockers. He is not peeking, though. Taco down very low, and they're just going to give up that fight. They know they've got him boxed in. They just can't do anything. Good kill from Eleague. Might just be the only one, and Stewie pushing up on the flank. He's hungry to get on the board, isn't he?
I can't blame him. You know, if you can get some kills in a round like this, where even if they're sort of close to eco frags, it still kind of counts, you know?
Yeah.
At least you get one.
Anything to boost your confidence when you hit that tab button.
Exactly right. That's what you want.
No one likes to hit tab and see 3.
No, I don't know. I mean, I guess in some situations you can justify it, but I feel like 3 is a low number regardless, right? Like it's a little bit too low. But if you've done enough for your team, maybe you can.
This is a cool thing that we're seeing out of MIBR in the way that we're watching them use timeouts. And a lot of times when MIBR has been at their best and at their peak, they've played through a lot of problems. We've actually seen them. They're one of those teams that you feel like they could have taken a timeout, but they chose not to. They used 2 in the first half. This is their 3rd, so they're really making sure to like talk things over, like making sure they're all on the same page. Obviously, new lineup very early on in the lifespan, but just an interesting switch.
We've had them in the past, I think, having 2 or 3 timeouts left going into overtime. Like that, it's been that much. So you're right. Still, getting a good start on the CT side, I think, is actually. I think that's critical for them to stay in this map. I think if they'd lost the pistol, that would probably be the end of it. So
it is mental to think. In the first half, Liquid lost a 3 versus 1 on the pistol. In the second half, they lost a 4 versus 3 like post plant as well. That's going to be heartbreaking for them if they can't close this map out despite that.
Oh, those 2 rounds could be what cost them the map basically. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Again, pretty aggressive setup here in main. Trying to get close, I think, with the MP9s as much as they can, which is reasonable. Oh, Taco could have fought maybe one or both. A lot of damage onto Tarek, just 3 shots coming through.
He's playing with fire there. Taco spamming the door, falling back as he runs out of bullets. It's only Tarek and Fallen inside of the site. Fur's over at the truck.
They have 1 flashbang on Liquid.
And a lot, but they've got AKs. They can actually, really kind of posture well. Now they know one's to the left. That's a great nade, though, and a good reposition from Fur, but he's not expecting Nitro that close. The SMG cannot win that fight quick enough. Taco's still waiting at door, which means Fallen is locked out of this fight. This is so intense. A lot of time for rotations to come in for MIBR as well. You could see Stewie on his way.
Yeah, but there's someone waiting for him in the middle. Snap fly to take down Stewie. They had this set up really nicely, Liquid. It's still a 3-on-3. Again, they've got AKs and everything else to work with, and I don't know how Tarek is still alive. He's been wall banged down so much in this round already. Gonna go for it a little bit, down to 1 health. Backup is there, but it's not gonna be enough, and Twist will take down Fallen. Cold Zero now. 1 versus 3. He's got the AK-47. Another one of those times where you have to say, don't give him the opportunity.
Well, Naf's going to start him out. Twist needs to just hide. The best thing that Team Liquid has going for them is the manpower, and this is going to be tough. Taco looks like he wants to take an off-angle fight, and that can be so deadly. Bombs planted inside of the bomb site. I don't think Taco can actually see it from main. So Cold Zera, one more mistake not being given to him, and I think that's going to prompt him to just kind of give this one up and go for a late frag on the exit.
Yeah, hoping for it. If it was a 1 versus 1, he would have the Molotov. He could pull some tricks, but very hard to find both the players with not that much time left. So Gonna be the end of the round. Liquid will pick it up, and I think from their point of view, winning that first rifle round, especially with the limited utility, that's such good news. Look at the money for MIBR. They really don't have a lot.
No, they really don't. How many kills did Liquid get last round? 2 at most? We actually can't see on our scoreboard. I thought you'd you'd enable that command, Anders. You are the master of that.
Listen, no, none of us have. I feel like I'm not at fault here, Moses.
I think most was 2. I think they might have only gotten 1. But either way, it is kind of surprising to see MIBR's money this kind of busted. AK on coldzera, M4 on Fur, SMG on Stewie, and 2 scouts. This would be huge if Liquid can eviscerate their money this early on in the second half.
Double scout. I've seen Fallen hit ridiculous scout headshots in the past.
I've seen Tarek hit some ridiculous scout headshots in the past.
I think that's what's going to happen here. We're gonna see some of that. I feel like when you see someone scout and specifically look for headshots, it always is a little bit tense because they have to spend like an extra half a second to really line up the shot, and usually that's where you die. But
I don't think you do that in this round if you're MIBR. I think you go for body shots as well, considering you have 2 rifles and an SMG. I think you're fine with the damage more than anything. I'm not sure if that's a conscious decision that most players make. I imagine it would be. Regardless, Tarek, I mean, this A bomb site is pretty susceptible. Liquid doesn't know that. It has been. Now they're actually shifting. You can see all the dots on the mini-map rotating over. That's Tarek getting into the site, Fur getting over to the forklift, and Stewie is the one back at the truck. So unfortunately for Team Liquid, their idea, this plan of attack seems like it's just a few seconds late. They're going to hit a much stauncher defense than they're probably expecting.
Yeah, they very well might. There's not that much time left. Tarek does go down, but big kill for Fur, big follow-up. Quick double, he almost could have had that one, but Taco running in on him, and Nitro will take down Stewie, so they get a little bit of control on the bomb site here. It's still a 2-on-2 with 15 seconds, so they have to get the bomb plant down fairly quickly. That Molotov, though, forcing them off the plant. That's big news, and I don't know how coldzera won that secondary fight, but he did, making it a triple and putting MIBR right back in the game. That Molotov to stop the plant is so big.
That was key. That was actually massive. This is great from Fur, though. 1 kill here. All the utility is gone. Nothing to force him out. 3 players defending this bomb site slowed it down just enough, and yes, the follow-up is great. 22 health. Nitro could have just hit him with 1 bullet, and you could see Stewie said they were quiet and they were all serious. Now coldzera's getting into it.
I like that. I don't want them to be quiet and serious. I want them to scream and celebrate when things are going right. It's always more fun, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's how we need to get. Especially if you ever talk to any of the, if anyone ever gets a chance to like interview any of the Brazilian players, the old school guys from that scene, I've heard some of the stories. Just ask them about like some of the old school Brazilian lands that they've had.
Yeah, are they better than the old school Polish lands? Because
I don't know.
That was wild.
I don't know that scene too intimately, but they have some wild stories.
Back when Luke was still around, things got a little bit crazy.
I can imagine.
WMP, CSET 75 and a Desert Eagle there on Taco, so very limited in the utility or just the weaponry department in general here for Team Liquid. I actually think MIBR has turned a corner in this game right now. They could really start to stack it up.
Look at this setup, though. Awkward flashbang pitches coldzera, and it's all over. They're going to turn the corner. They're going to check for it. No, they need to get that kill, but here's Stewie pouncing. He's got 1, but they can actually leave him alone. Just get the bomb planted, but they're not going for it quite yet. Good kill from Eleague. Getting into the bomb site is going to be rough, but Nitro handles it, and Liquid might steal 1 away.
Oh, what an awkward round. It really felt like they had it, but somehow they got so close onto the bomb site. They actually ran onto the bomb site by the time that the CTs realized what was going on. Retaking with an MP9 and an AWP. It really doesn't feel like it should be possible. Well, Naf is coming in from the other side. Tarek is gone, and yeah, save the AWP now. There's no doubt about it. They pretty much know that Fallen is not going to be on this side now, so they could probably guess. That's just pure theft, isn't it, Moses? They stole that round.
They really did, and this is why we talk about Cash as one of those maps that teams just hate playing CT side, and this is why, you know, you mentioned the confidence of getting to 9 rounds on the T side because of things like that. MIBR has utility. They have the smoke and the choke point, everything you want as a defender, and Liquid just, in this map, you can use that as the T side. You just sneak into that smoke, you pause and you wait. Little bit of utility, Molotov, a pop flash, and you're in business. So you don't need a whole lot to make anything work, and the terrorist teams can sometimes get so close before you're ready for it. That is a really nasty little timing that Team Liquid found. In a back-and-forth trade these past 4.
If you're going to lose both the pistols, especially in the fashion that they did, winning one of these rounds like that, especially because it causes such a lot of economic damage on the other side, that almost makes up for at least one of them. Fallen trying for it, but without the head armor, I think he got tagged through the side of the wall and almost went down to it. And now the grenades, one good HE on him here, and he's going to be absolutely gone. Could still be dangerous, though. That one-shot potential. Tarek has gone down. And that means they have pretty much the AWP left in this round to do real damage with. Oh, he's going to get Molotov, isn't he?
I don't think anyone's there to really... Oh, yeah, they are. They're waiting for him. Now they know. They know exactly where he is. Spam coming through the smoke. He's got a teammate coming to connector to help him out. And Eleague wisely wants none of this fight. See the reaction from the defense. You've still got a minute. You've got 1 kill, and...
Good night.
Get out of my face. Jesus.
He just wanted to check on Fur if he was all right.
Feel that one tomorrow. Eleague can't handle coldzera, and actually, that's a great job from coldzera and Fur. Fur's been so patient in a tough spot. Another Molotov. He's surely dead this time. Poor guy. There's only so much you can do. It's just coldzera and Fallen.
Leave the poor bastard alone.
There's still danger in this round, though, with coldzera inside the bomb site, although he's completely blind. The bomb is rotating away. Good shot from Fallen, but Liquid should have the information. They know where the AWP is, and that's the main weapon they want to avoid. He's only got 3 HP as well, so if I'm Fallen, my main goal in this round is save that AWP. And as you said, the economy situation is trash. What?
I don't know. I just don't know. You should generally, when you watch Fallen and coldzera, you just take nothing for granted.
They're going for this now.
2-on-2. They just had a round stolen from them. Maybe they feel like a little bit of revenge if they can. They need an opening, though, and it has to be fairly quick. coldzera bouncing out of the vent. They definitely heard that. He's looking for the headshot position. They're staying so hidden inside. They've got no reason to fight this as well, because there's no kit, no grenades, or anything on the other side. And now Cold could at least get some parting kills. Not quite yet. And he's just going to watch and wait. Another round, 12-9 in favor of Team Liquid here. It got very close at the end there.
How did Fallen win that against NAF? 3 HP, just instantly to the head.
He was backing up as well. Like, it was just a weird fight, wasn't it?
You can just see it. I mean, the power of Fallen. Remember, he's been at 3 HP that whole time.
Look at his crosshair, sort of bouncing up and down a bit.
He's at 3 HP that whole round, still going for fights, still going for peaks, and even still going for that retake right at the end.
And also, the aggressive peek into Squeak is such a classic Fallen thing as well. Like, so many games throughout the last 3 years or more where when they're down, when they're in trouble, it's Fallen that sort of goes a little bit aggressive with the AWP, and, I mean, a lot of the time it works. Hard to stop him. Still, the economy is low. AK and AWP on that CT side.
And this is when it gets so tense for Team Liquid. Like, how do you think about how you want to play this round when you know there's an AWP, you know there's an AK, you don't know if there's upgraded pistols behind it, you don't know if you're going to get any easy or free kills out of this. 12-9, such a big junction in the game. You can really cripple MIBR. Still don't have great money, and obviously a win in this round likely takes the AWP away, at the very least. And I think if you're Liquid as well after this, maybe you, if you have the players to go for it, you hunt down that AWP. You don't let them get away. We've seen them freeze up in these situations in the past when they have all the advantages. Utility coming out towards mid. It's a fake. Posturing for an A execute. No bodies being shown. Just Taco having presence at door. coldzera, they don't even check it. Nitro doesn't even expect that possibility. coldzera eventually does get traded, but Liquid might have to fall back. All the rotations are in for MIBR, but it looks like they're committed to this.
Yeah, they're running out of time quick. If they want to change this up, they're going to have to make their choice right now, and they are gravitating back towards the A side. Tarek is not going to be happy about that.
They can't slow down. Fallen's on the way. He could actually get there with that AWP.
Tarek, if he can get the kill, maybe he can slow them down just enough. 15 seconds. Tarek trying to make himself a little bit bigger than he is, and Fallen gets one shot, but they've already crossed on over. A couple of more seconds, you're absolutely right. He would have been there to stop them even getting out onto the bomb site. That could have been something. Still a 3-on-3 now. Fur going down makes that a lot more difficult. And again, Nafly is really having a big impact on so many of these rounds. almost catching up to Twist, who is at the top of the scoreboard right now with 20 kills.
Yeah, he's warming up into things. Eleague having a good game as well. The Americans on the MIBR side, Tarek and Stewie. Still some allegiance to the motherland.
Maybe that's the problem. Just secretly want the NA side to win. I don't know. I think just a couple of rounds ago, this is the third round on the road that Liquid have won, but before that, there was a really big chance that MIBR could have run away. That one round that they stole with that B push.
Yes.
If they hadn't done that, I think the CT side would have had so much money to work with. I think it would have been, I don't know, it would have been crazy.
This is kind of interesting, though. I mean, one thing that might dictate how this game actually ends up playing out is the fact that Fallen has been really successful at keeping this AWP in his hands. Like, they've been surviving with an AWP and an AK in these past couple rounds. Now they're going to have a double AWP setup on the cheap. Like, this is incredible efficiency that MIBR is getting out of what weaponry they can bring into these rounds, and that's going to be so tough. Like, Liquid would just love to be able to just fully reset the team at this stage in the game, and they're just not able to do it. It's either too costly on the initial exchange to hunt down, or it's just too close of a round to really go for those fights.
Yeah. We've seen, I mean, there are some Danish teams that are really good at doing this. I think both North and Astralis in the past have just, you never quite break them. They always have something that they can sort of ruin your round with, so definitely worth thinking about. Now, 3-man stack in the middle for MIBR. But that's a lot of power committed early on, leaving coldzera alone with the AWP, deep in checkers, and Fallen alone. So AWP on either bomb site, and then 3 in the middle with rifles. That's the setup. I guess it works if you get the early kills, right? With the AWP, then you buy time. If not, you might just get run over.
Yeah, you're in some trouble if they just do that straight up execute. Although if anyone's going to be able to pull it off, it is someone like Fallen. I've seen him do crazier things.
He's hearing that door. Flashbang in his eyes. Let's see what he could do now. Just about the minute mark here. Molotov at his feet. He's going to have to move just a little bit. Tarek, that's an important kill. Taking down Taco. They're getting very close, and Fallen can't see anything. Nitro almost with the double follow-up. That would have been big. But Twist will be able to do it. Flanking around. Instant headshot. Taking down Stewie. And now it's coldzera and Firm. 2-on-3. Do they fight this?
Once the T's get that wide angle into the bomb site, it's so hard to stop them. There's Eleague, though. He's caught up above, was never able to fall down. Now it's doable. Kit on the ground, Fur's going to walk over it. Both players in quad, but no nades, no Molotov to force him out.
So going for the spray, but he's not going to be able to win it. Nafly on point with that one. And now Cold, again, they can't really risk it. They say WP is worth so much right now to MIBR, and Liquid will steal another round. It was very close, and
well, Liquid actually makes that take happen very nicely. I mean, the amount of shoulder peeks and pre-fire into the bomb site with flashbang still coming out as well, because you're almost daring Fallen to get. You could see he was trying to get a wider angle to take that peek in towards A main, and that's just pulling him into being vulnerable for the flashbangs. And that's such a dangerous game to play. It's such a fine line to ride, and Liquid managed it very well. Twist with the critical kills to turn the tide. 14-9 in another round where, I mean, yes, MIBR still able to bring it up. They've had an up, I feel like, in the past like 4 rounds, 5 rounds maybe, and they've lost all of them. So fair play, but at some point it's gotta pull you out of this slump.
I mean, all they really want right now, I feel like, if they can just get one early kill without losing anyone from that AWP, if they can just have one fight that isn't an all-in for Liquid, but that isn't happening. They're not being allowed to get that one kill that they can sort of back off from, and then they're playing 4 versus 5, and it feels a bit better. Double smoke in middle, usually to get up into the vent. That's a lot of damage suddenly, but Fallen going to be dropped, and that's obviously a problem. Now he falls. Oh, he's alone, isn't he? And down on the low ground as well. The Molotov at his feet. Somehow he gets Nitro. Still going to find his own end. Taken down by Taco.
I can't believe he got 2 kills out of that. Tarek wants to go through that smoke, and Twist is just waiting for it. And he's on point. We mentioned Naf building up into this. Twist has been here the whole time. And the patience of Team Liquid now. A lot of smokes on the ground, which can be confusing. So they're fine with the bomb just laying where it is, because they know they're just playing. They're playing for the round win. Now it's given Stewie a chance to pick up an AK-47 and be dangerous. As you can see, Twist backed away. That gave him the opportunity to know exactly where he is now, but so much tougher for Team Liquid.
They should be winning this, and well, instant kills. I mean, that looked like it was so favorable to them, and instead it's 15-9. We shouldn't be laughing, Moses, but that was... How did that end?
It happened. It was like the hype up moment. Oh, this will be difficult now. Stewie's got the AK, and then they both die immediately.
Okay, they're all in on this round. Double AWP. Tarek, yeah, there's a gun on the ground for him too, so let's just see. Actually, double up on either side. 4 AWPs in play.
All right. That's a switch up for Liquid. I mean, look at how they're using it as well. Twist just so far back in towards T-spawn. Maybe they're thinking there's going to be an aggressive play from MIBR since they've been losing. And, I mean, they're right.
He has an AK behind him, so if he doesn't want to do this anymore, he can just drop the AWP and pick up the AK instead.
I mean, they've won so many rounds in a row. He likely has a decent amount of cash built up that he can just swap it out. It's a bit of a risky game. You're investing a lot when there's still potentially 6 rounds to go, and that would have been a great pick to have. Op tossed over to Taco, who we know is pretty decent with it, but the real snake in the grass is Fur. He never fell all the way back from that aggression indoor. Now he's just waiting for his moment.
Taco's checking it. Creeping in. That corner. Oh, Fur picked out at almost the right time there. Taco gonna Molotov it, and is he gonna spread? He does make his way back, but still taking a lot of damage. On top of what Stewie's already taken, this could definitely be a problem for them. Trying for the wall bang. Or, I mean, there's a wall. There's another wall on the other side of that, but still.
Fair play to Taco, though. I mean, 20 HP, you can't necessarily do a whole lot in the round, and if you do one thing, it's at least force Fur away, force back the aggression. Eleague is out in mid at highway box. Yeah, that's being watched by Fallen at the moment. There's a missed shot, I think, from Fallen, but they're going to aggress. There's a timing on this play from Fur. If that smoke clears, he's in some trouble, but now he's going to fall back. Taco to open the door. He spotted Fur, but low HP. Can't really take that fight. There's Fallen. 2 kills for him. He's got Eleague in mid. Spins around to A main as well.
They're holding on to the map right now. MIBR, this is the time to make a big stand. 3 versus 4. Low on health, low on time as well. 6 seconds, and Nafly coming in with 2 kills. Just like that, they line up for him. He can't complete the third one, and time will run out, even with the bomb being attempted there. Taco gonna finish off Tarek, so a very expensive round, but CTs will have it simply due to time. 15, and now we're fighting for overtime here. And it can be done. They're missing a lot of bullets there. Pistols out instead, and now Nafly, he has been on point this game. Can they make the cross against the Deagle or not? That's the big question. He's holding a dangerous line at the moment. Fur going down. Nitro, a couple of bullets to take care of that. And now it's on Stewie and Tarek. Can they make it back in the round? Oh, this map is going to be gone. Stewie, the only one left, and he's running out of time very quickly. Trying to jump around, but Taco will take him down. Point blank range with the AWP, and that's 16-10 in favor of Liquid.
What a T-side out of Liquid. Look at all those bomb plants. They got into the site whenever they wanted it. A huge run for Team Liquid to shut down MIBR. That was a much better looking MIBR, but still a very similar result. This is a nice performance. Guys like Naf and Twist both at 24 kills. We're going to go to a break. MIBR is going to take a breath and try and figure things out for map 2. That'll be... We're going to get the desk when we return, so stay tuned.
And my gosh, Liquid come alive on Cash. It was a battle for revenge from MIBR, but unwilling to bend the knee. I do have YNK and DDK. Got the Ks on the desk, and myself, Machine, hanging out as well. And you know what, guys? I have a confession to make. I think I'm becoming a Team Liquid fan. I think it's happening. I always was worried. I always felt like they were a little bit vanilla for my likings. I like the flair, the Brazilian flair, as an example. But watching these guys play here, they just seem clinical down.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it was the first game series they played against MIBR where I was like, ooh, I'm actually also becoming a Liquid fan, because it's just, again, as I say, like when you can really see the hard work and the layers to their gameplay and how much they really focus on these fundamentals, it's hard not to just be so impressed to witness what is just beautiful Counter-Strike unfolding in front of your eyes. And one of the things that they did very well in this game as well, which they could rely on, was, sure, their individuals were firing off, but they always had good pacing, they always had very good spacing when they were going into bomb sites, and they were able to actually just pound for pounds outpunch their opponents.
And when we head into the second half, Yanko, the CT side was their previous struggle from MIBR, and it did seem like they seemed to struggle once more.
Yeah, yet another game where MIBR wins both pistols. They won every single pistol round so far in this tournament, and they can't win the map. And I think for Liquid, two things won them this game. It was the adjustment they made in the first half, and the score was 3-3, where they basically started playing more aggressive and on the CT side, and that allowed them to string a couple of rounds together, get some momentum. And in the second half, I think it was that round where they were basically just echoing, you know, that when they went towards the B bomb site, I think that was the round that MIBR had.
Now USB faster out here. Oh, what? There it is. Bending bullets. Jeez. Okay. Oh my god! Are you kidding? Wow! Okay, clip it. Clip it! I just called him a USB bastard.
Do some flossing. And a straight flash high in the sky. They won't be able to dodge. Means he can go back for more. And he certainly will. Finds a second and a third. Snacks on fire. What a shot!
We'll be breaking it down. It's time for Map Tactics, brought to you by the US Air Force.
Yeah, and this one was interesting. It's the round that I mentioned in the second half, where Liquid, as you can see, they're on a force buy, but it's absolutely abysmal. They have, 3 pistols, 2 UMPs, very limited utility. And on the other side of things, there's the AWP on Fallen, and only an SMG on Tariq. The rest of the players have full weaponry. And you can see towards the B bomb site at the beginning of the round, it's fairly straightforward from Team Liquid, a bit of a passive setup, waiting for some sort of a push. Fallen is in squeaky, actually holding an aggressive line, but there's not going to be contact yet. And the call from Team Liquid is, let's group towards the B bomb site. We have just enough utility to throw the smoke for CT, a molly for default probably, and try and explode towards that bomb site. And this is a setup that relatively often MIBR uses it with, Stewie behind the box. Sometimes it's called there and the other guy towards the side. So now you will see when the execute actually kicks in, and it's a fairly simple one, how things can go wrong for MIBR. Pop flash goes over. This is very good spacing from Liquid, all going at the same time. And this is a problem sometimes. You see that Stewie and Cold are disjointed, right? Cold can't really help Stewie or vice versa against an execute like this. And sure, they're going to get the first 2 kills on Twists and Taco, but Eleague has already... Taco has created enough space. Eleague can trade that kill, and Stewie, after peeking, he's going to lose that fight. Now we're in a 3v3 situation equal situation, and Fur here is going for an aggressive peek. Now this is something that when he dies it looks awful, because now look at it, they have the side 3v2. It's very difficult to retake this, but he can also get that kill. He has the advantage in weaponry, and the round can turn. And after this 2v3, very difficult for MIBR. They're going to decide to save the AWP on Fallen, and this is where things have started to go completely wrong for them.
And this leads nicely into my follow-up question, which is, not necessarily just Liquid, admittedly probably fresh in my memory from watching this game, but it does feel like teams are starting to hit the B bomb site much more than we've previously seen. A used to be the A and middle takes used to be much more commonplace, and I do feel like we're seeing a lot of teams favoring the B site now. Any kind of insight as to why we're seeing that?
I think it just depends on the read that they get on the opponents in terms of setups, how they like to play. Also, it's difficult to take A site when you only have pistols or SMGs. That those are much longer ranges, and on B you can get those close quarters fights where you might have the upper hand with limited equipment.
And I imagine things change now when we start talking map 2, Dan. I mean, it's not that many close quarters engagements you're going to find over on Overpass, pun absolutely not intended. But that's our second map, and that's MIBR's choice.
Yeah, and it makes a lot of sense. You know, it's a map where, again, we always have to think about when the core was made famous with SK, and Overpass was one of the maps where they were just the most dominant. So, of course, you know, they have an amazing understanding of how to play the map, and it's crazy to think that pretty much everyone on that team can be an aggressive AWPer to some extent. Obviously, you know, the obvious picks are, you know, Fallen, Stewie, and
Cold.
I mean, Cold, but I would, if I wanted it, I'd probably give it to him as well. He knows aggression pretty well, but you know, Fallen iconically going down towards the toilet side of the map. So on the CT side, I feel like MIBR will be very well prepared here.
Yeah, I think for them, you look at the map like Overpass, we talked about first so much, you know, touted him the best player in the world on the CT side when he holds that toilet bathrooms area. Him and Rain were always in the conversation, right? So, but we have to see how it's going to look like with Taric. You know, this is their map pick. They know they were going to face Team Liquid, so they've had some time to at least prepare a couple of, you know, initial executes. I was watching the previous map from the studio to listen how they communicate and how things are flowing, and a lot of the times on the T side, you know, Fallen would talk a lot in terms of, I want this guy to throw this smoke, and then we're going to do this. And so it seemed to me like they didn't have that much stuff actually prepared beforehand, which is weird, especially on a map like Cash, or maybe it's just the way they like to play in general, you know, not have anything preset or based on the feel, what the read is and so forth. But I'm hoping on Overpass they are going to have a bit more, you know, people are going to know what to do from start to finish of the round, because I just think you need to have something like that in your playbook.
And one quick addition to that point, their lineup, the extra aggression, we saw in the interviews too, he said, I might have to go up this role. This is a perfect map on the CT side to be aggressive everywhere if you want. You can be aggressive towards sewers, you can go for monster pushes. You know, Astralis have shown us how to do that very well. So
and also Stewie had a poor game, and the frustration was visible on him. You know, he wasn't raging at his teammates or anything like that, but you could tell that he, you know, wasn't having a good time, and then it became gradually worse because, you know, things didn't turn around for him. So you need to have the ability to reset coming into the second map. But, you know, talking about Team Liquid, the reason why I predicted MIBR was, you know, I thought they were going to struggle to adjust on the fly and be prepared for something that MIBR might have in store for them. They actually are doing a tremendous job right now at exactly that. So far they've been proving me wrong, and they've looked as strong as they did when they faced each other the first time around.
No, it's safe to assume that Liquid were given the choice of sides and they chose CT?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. Okay, so they just chose to start on that defensive side, and I'm very intrigued to see what happens when the sides do swap. Now, I don't know whether or not we have seen Fur continue to do his signature aggression, but I'm holding out hope we get to see more from that. I want to see him MP9 on the fountain, 20 seconds into the round, mowing down 3, and we can have a lot of fun. And you can have some fun on July 27th. That's right, 12 p.m. Eastern, you can catch the Road to the Boston Major. They are airing all 5 episodes on the Twitch premiere. So you can go ahead and check that out and make sure you're there so you don't miss it. It'll be around for about a week afterwards. Still, checking it out, looks like Eleague are proud of their Photoshop. My goodness. Oh,
What's your favorite Power Ranger?
I never really had a favorite Power Ranger. Did you have one?
It's pink.
Okay, I had a pink Power Ranger, but that's not saying anything. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And we will take a break to get the way out of this conversation. Will MIBR become liquidated? I hate everyone and everything. It's coming up after the break.
Hey, now USB faster out here. Oh, there it is. Bending bullets. Jeez. Okay. Oh my god! Are you kidding? Wow! Okay, clip it. Clip it! I just called him a USB bastard.
And a straight flash high in the sky. They won't be able to dodge. Means he can go back for more. And he certainly will. Finds a second and a third. Snacks on fire. What a shot!
Still, the next team makes their position so much more valuable. The Deagle now coming out, going for the headshot. He'll find it, looking for more.
What?
Nice, the triple kill.
I just crossed getting rich off my check. Line up the shot, smoke on it. Olaf's gonna hold this. Olaf's gonna hold this. Glaives off. No. Olaf's got it. 2 seconds. Olaf's got it to overtime. What an incredible play from the world's forward. Getting rich off my checklist. Blew a rack for dinner, made it back my breakfast. Saucing, flow on awesome. Eating up these rappers, I should probably do some flossing.
Players. Liquid tying this whole line up. What a story this is already.
It's going to be very interesting, and I hope we take it there.
Beautiful, beautiful play from Team Liquid.
Team Liquid, I think they are really strong right now.
But there's Naf. Wasn't ready for that, and no one can come through the smoke. They come back on an 8-0 run.
I think that it's not going to be easy for us to beat them, especially considering how much practice we've had. I think they're very beatable at the same time, but I think they're a good team.
Welcome back. I'm here at the Boost Mobile Custom at Caster Face desk with Moses. How are you feeling, Moses? That first map was intense, wasn't it?
No, that was great. We saw a little bit of everything. Saw some good stuff from MIBR. Saw some adjustments from both teams, and I thought just stellar play out of guys like Twist and Naf. As soon as you referenced that like extra 10% that Naf has, it was like he switched on as well.
I really enjoy that. I feel like he set me up nicely just for that
to look
reason.
Intelligent. Yeah, it was good.
It's weird because we don't get to see it every game, but he really does have that, and it's just such a diametrically opposed to what his personality is like. You know, he's a very quiet guy, just doesn't seem to be that outgoing.
And on the other hand, you take it to the MIBR side of things, and you heard Tarek referencing the lack of practice.
Yeah.
Well, him and Stewie had a really rough opening map. Those two didn't really seem to have a whole lot of impact.
Right, and there were a lot of things that went on in that game, but that probably could have been a deciding difference. Like, if they had, 5 more kills each, that could easily be at least overtime, so...
I think Overpass is going to be intriguing, because it's one of those maps that if you're a new team, it's not one of the first maps you try and put into your pool. Oh my lord, that is a way to start the round, and it feels like they wanted the rush, and that kill, they're just like, all right, well, we have an advantage. Why not slow it down for just a second? There's a flank coming in from Naf, but it's not going to be there in time. This initial hold, Nitro's got to do something to get Liquid back into it.
Yeah, I'm going to need to see a replay. Nitro will take down Tarek, and it's a 4-on-4. So, very smooth kill from Nitro, which is obviously important. And you could tell the rest of Liquid, they're actually sort of flanking around. This might take a very, very long time. And if Cold Tira can hold the door against Taco, that's going to be a big deal, no doubt. Block, and he's shooting him in the back. I think Taco, he was trying to bait with the sound of the door for someone holding. He thought that Cold was further back. It's really, it's a good idea, but he might have outplayed himself, just overthunk it a little bit. And now it's Twist and Naf, and it seems like it's too far gone. Naf will get the kill, but still just too much on the other side waiting for him. Even trying to make the jump down is going to be nearly impossible, and I think he's realized that by now, so he's going to have to give it up. What a way. Again, another round won by MIBR. That's 3 for 3 so far in this best of 3 that they've managed to pick up. That's a really big deal. And just check this out. This should not be happening.
both of them hit one bullet onto the head immediately.
God.
That's nasty. I guess the silver lining for Team Liquid is at least this time it was almost like they had no chance to win it versus the other pistol rounds on Cash where it seemed like they had both of them locked down. And then
yeah, that's your positive takeaway from...
It's about all I've got at this point. Pistols upgraded for Team Liquid with the armor. Scout on Nitro. I was gonna say this map I feel like could become very brawly because I doubt like with I mean obviously MIBR that the core of this team has always been very good on this map, but with Tarek and Stewie coming in, they're going to be obviously missing a couple things. So I feel like we could get just pretty random game overall. Just like a lot of simple strategies, a lot of just focus on trading, a lot of just gun battles coming out.
We're all in favor of that here. We love it when things get a bit crazy. And I agree, though. I mean, Inferno, at least for the moment, seems to have been locked into a particular kind of metagame. And if you're a newish team like MIBR right now, it's hard to change that metagame. Like, that's not your main focus right now. You gotta maybe move somewhere else. Eleague sneaking very close with the Deagle right around the corner. And, well, that's quick. A bomb down as well. And Tarek trying to look for him. Dodges the headshot and is going to pick up the bomb. But still, they're a man down. I don't know. How do you play this 2-on-3 if you're in the MIBR side? You don't want to give it back already to Liquid.
I think one thing you do is you get into bathrooms because you can get pretty close up to that A bomb site before you're spotted. You have one smoke on Tarek. Looks like that's what they're doing. So it's all on Nitro, the timing, and I don't think he spotted anyone yet. Gonna go for the peek. Maybe he did. Goes for the shot, not gonna get it, just give it away. Wait for his teammates to come in. There's not gonna be a flank as Twist is rotating up through the stairwell, but this is still going to be difficult for Team Liquid to come back into this. Remember, there's no kit as well. So this retake will have to be relatively fast, and it'll be tough if MIBR gets away, gets positioned in bathrooms in Long A, exactly what they're doing. It's going to be so difficult for Team Liquid to clear all this out with those pistols. They need to get those pistols up to close range, or Nitro has to hit some incredible shots.
By now, Tarek is realizing that no one's coming up from the connector stairs, so that's... Oh, that's a shot and a half, taking down Tarek. All on cold Zero. He's done it so many times before. He did it on Cash as well, saving them round after round. Sprays coming through, but Taco's going to be able to end him, and even without the kit, they have the time, so...
Well, I said Nitro's going to hit an incredible shot. That was so nice onto Tarek.
Yeah.
This is beautiful, and he's just a little overexposed, not expecting that kind of peak, but still, just a low percentage frag for Nitro to get it. He pulls it off, and then obviously... Cold Zera far away. Takes him a lot of time to walk up long, and that clock on Taco. He says, all right, no one's peeked from bathroom, so might as well check long A.
Does that make up for losing the pistol, Moses? Are you satisfied?
Yeah, I think that does.
All right. A little bit of credit there. Moses, the taskmaster, just
yeah.
Give him a little bit back. I like that.
You know me, never a moment's rest.
You can't even say that. Keep a straight face.
Cold Zera gonna run through the flames.
I think I saw you eat a cookie at 10 in the morning. Just
it wasn't 10, it was...
What? Go on. AK on Stewie, you were saying, and you know, I don't mind that they force up in this round though on the MIBR side. It's a little bit aggressive, but you know, you can tell what the reward would be if they end up winning it. Liquid just don't have the money to keep buying, so well, they probably force up anyway, but.
Well, I mean, it's that jockeying for early economic control, and I think the big thing is, you know, if you're trading rounds, you know, no matter how far it goes, it always feels like it benefits the T side.
Don't jump.
You don't want to see that? I would like to see that shot land.
Well, I'd like to see the shot, but if you're Nitro, just keep your hand off that button.
He's gonna go for it. I think he spotted something out towards long. Still looking for information. Desperate for it. MIBR desperate for that mistake, and somehow they're just very... Oh, that's a great shot. Right to the face. I was going to say, somehow they're just very narrowly like missing each other's timings to get the information, and once again, it's just like Nitro just misses it by a quarter of a second. A couple of these peaks have just been on a knife's edge, but he's handling it well, all things considered.
Doing a very good job. A lot of damage again. Fur will finally be close enough to take him down, and two people on the B bomb side for a long time, and Tarek getting the headshot, you got to be a little bit worried. Great sequence from Twist. That's so important. Otherwise, it would have been a 3 versus 2 with the bomb down, so he really saved his team there. Credit to Twist.
Yeah, prevents the plant as well on Nafly. Really well done, but took their eye off long. Nitro is kind of alone, having to watch 2 different places. 2 players inside the bomb site stacked up with those M4. M4 is a great shot from Tarek, really gave him the possibility, but you're right. Twist saves the day, even fighting inside of the flames.
Getting 3 kills in this round, I feel like if this was the Tech9 era, Moses, they would have bought Tech9s in this round and rushed B.
Thank God we're past that. Thank God we moved on.
You don't want it back even for a day?
No, not even for a day. Never again. I mean, even if they got the plant, they might have considered it, right? Drop some AKs, maybe get 2 AKs on the board and just continue to do economic, or even just 1 and just put it in like Cold's hands and say, just try and get us 2 or 3 kills. Ooh, Nitro takes a bullet to the face. He's trying to farm up some money, but it's Eleague with the opening kill. aggression out towards Long. He's got to fall away, but him and Twist have done their job. 3 kills, bombs down. Liquid should be able to breathe easy in this one.
Yeah, well done. I really like. And for some reason, a lot of bomb side, I feel like they sort of give up on that part of it. So good to see that return, at least for a round.
Yeah, I think a part of it comes down to when you fight at that range. I think, you know, especially with that double push, if you have 2 M4s going against 2 AK-47s who are waiting, especially also there's that boost back to playground with the op. So it's like, it's good. It's really, really effective, obviously, in the right time. And I think that round that Liquid just does it there, obviously just with pistols, like they could have pretty much played any style. But I think it's more to put the idea, plant that seed in MIBR's head that aggression is something that they're willing to do for the future.
Keeps them a bit slow, and that's a big win if you're playing on the CT side. There's so much map towards that A bomb site. If they have to be worried every step of the way, check all the angles, you know, use more grenades to clear out all the restrooms, you just win so much at the end of the round when they are low on time and low on utility. They already are low on utility on that.
Look at this aggression on the other side. This might be Team Liquid saying, "Listen, we know you're a new team. We know you haven't gotten a chance to practice much. We're gonna get a little bit crazy and see how good your communication, how good your focus is gonna be." Because Twist is about to have the backstab of all backstabs. He's plays this magnificently.
Yeah. Very well done. Falling all the way back. Nitro going to be picking up Stewie, and you're right. I mean, this is where the team cohesion really comes into play. So frustrating when suddenly you realize, oh, we've lost track of a whole part of the map.
And, I mean, look at the response from MIBR. It's disjointed. It's Stewie continues to push forward in bathroom. Fallen and Coldzera fall back to try and take care of the flank, and just they lose time and they lose a player. Less than 20 seconds left on the clock, and MIBR is desperate.
Yeah, trying to get a bit closer. Good flashbang. Fallen going to pick up 1 kill there. Nitro should play it safe once again. There's no reason to go down. And a good crossfire and a good flank as well coming in from Taco with a double kill. That will be another round for Liquid. So only losing the 1 player, making it 4-1 in their favor. And again, no bomb plant, which would have been nice. Bomb plant would have actually secured the make case all across the board if they wanted.
Yeah, and the tough part as well is just not a lot of kills. So, I mean, all that money issue that Team Liquid was on the verge of having, it now just changes. It goes the opposite direction. Enough players build up cash. They've got 4 players with a follow-up buy. Twist even has plenty of money to drop if, for instance, Eleague needs 1 in the next round.
Yeah.
So cash is flowing for the American side. The North American side.
I was about to say.
Listen, where's your South America, Best America meme now, Anders? You loved that when it was all.
I was getting some good kicks in on that one, but maybe we'll bring it back, Moses. I'll retire it for a little bit, and then when MIBR
put it on the shelf.
The problem is now they have American players on, so we can't even really. You know, it doesn't really have the same punch.
It's like a battleship board around the minimap.
Yeah, I love it. This is, I mean, actually, as soon as I saw this, I think it's really great. But as soon as I saw it, I was instantly reminded of the sort of style that Navi plays, where they have like quadrants for everything.
That wasn't Navi. That was
wasn't it
Flip
Navi?
Side. It's Flip Side with Blade.
Didn't Navi have it way back in the day as well?
They might have. I don't know.
I feel like that. Maybe I'm wrong. Someone will find out.
That was what Hiko said when he stood in for Flip Side at that one ESWC.
Yeah. All right. I might be mixing them up, but regardless. You know, that's what I suddenly remembered. That would be cool. Why not go for a good old B rush, Moses, in the next round?
We might see it, especially if this gets too far out. At the moment, I like what MIBR is doing. You're taking your time. You're putting players and stars in position to try and get some of these deal shots to give them a chance. And this is kind of what you have to fall back on. When this is the tough part. A couple of rounds we've seen, like MIBR seems like they're waiting for that mistake, and Liquid's not giving it to him. But look at Derek. Oh, he's been spotted. Nitro. Just saw him at the last second, and Taco, the smoke clears. He's getting tagged up by a teammate, but now he can just spam through the smoke. Massive damage coming out. Twist has his back. He does eventually go down, but MIBR shouldn't even get another kill after this.
Oh, man, for one of that second drop, didn't he? He's so ready for it. Doesn't get his reward. Instead, it's 5 rounds for Team Liquid. We're going to move to round number 7, so... Yeah, I mean, now they buy a DWP, that makes me think it's less likely that there's going to be that B rush, but they can really work. I mean, if you're out of...
Because the crazy thing is, like, Derek and Stewie at times have been on teams that are good on this map, and Fallen, Cold, and Fur obviously have that Brazilian core, so they all kind of know how to play it. It's just they don't really know how to play it together, but I think they're still going to want to spend some time giving the players chances to find something that works. Let them probe, let Fallen go for a peek, let coldzera do his thing, let Stewie try and take a fight that they think they can win. And then I think if this gets to like a 7-1 scoreline or, you know, 8 rounds for Team Liquid, I think that's when we'll start to see MIBR like going back to like things like a B rush or a fast play or kind of like an uppercut. But you got to give it a chance, Anders, you know?
Do I?
Gotta have faith.
Listen, if you want to bust out some George Michael, you're absolutely welcome to, Moses.
I was doing Fred Durst.
Oh, I was doing, well, fair enough then.
Yeah, greatest artist of our generation.
It's a really, really slow beginning to this round, which it's not a problem yet. It's just that they might have to spend another 25 seconds setting up for some sort of execute, and then it's getting a bit close. They are starting to gravitate towards that restroom side of the map. Nitro has been pretty good even with the scout on this. Again, the jumping behind this is so dangerous. Fallen is quick enough to be able to get that shot if you give him the chance.
I think you have to realize if you're Nitro at this point, an Opkin is certainly possible for MIBR, so don't do the jump. Problem is, they have no information, and they only have flashbangs. They don't have a counter Molotov. 25 seconds left. MIBR's got to get in here, but there's the offer. Nitro has free reign.
So well done. Another kill for Nitro, and now Netfly. 3 kills, just like that. It happened faster than I could even call it out. That was very impressive, and that kind of a shutdown is so hard to deal with. And you mentioned the money earlier, and how it's way out of control for Liquid.
Here's the problem for MIBR, and I like that they're taking this time out, because they're not actually doing anything on the map, right? They're not actually trying to force a mistake, trying to force Team Liquid into like a trap or anything like that. They're not trying to go for any kills. They're hoping they're going to get a pick. They're kind of hoping that someone from Team Liquid is going to give them that opportunity, and you can see when it's 25 seconds left and there's 3 players turtled up with 3 different crossfires.
Nitro currently in the lead, but still, that's out of control.
No, it is a bit unreasonable.
B rush, B rush.
Nope.
No, I feel like it's time.
You've had a couple in-game linear attempts this event that haven't gone well for you. It's all right. Eleague, oh lord, he's going to be upset about that one, but Nitro's got his back. I'm assuming that Eleague had the good spawn. Naf waiting on the stairs. Stewie to challenge, and he's going to lose that as well. Instant headshot with the AK, and again, MIBR just bleeding players before they can even do anything.
Yeah, looking very much like a 7th round for Team Liquid, although snuck in very far onto the bomb site. Could be a bit of an explosive hit here. They almost take down Taco. Great headshot with the Galil, and good follow-up from Fallen, taking down Taco. Naf is stuck with the smoke, but he's going to get caught from Tarek. That's a big kill. Nitro going to get the one. That drops the bomb momentarily, but there's over a minute left. 1 versus 2 for Nitro up here. Does he know the bomb is down there, and can he actually stop them from picking it up? Going to go for a bit of a peek there in the no-scope, not connecting. Fallen, quad kill with the Galil. Don't see that all the time.
A 3 versus 5 as well.
Yeah.
That Team Liquid lets slip. Nice kills from Fallen. Twist, obviously, trying to help Taco out with that wide angle to make sure he can't get wrapped upon. Loses that fight, and Taco's an easy cleanup from there. Money we talked about for Team Liquid, it did get up. It did hit a nice critical spike, but it's pretty beat up now. It's not great. They'll have another buy after this if they can't win it. MIBR 3 AKs, excuse me, the Galil on Fallen, so that magical Galil, and the UMP on Tarek. It's 2-6 as MIBR tries to make their way back into this game. Here's that long aggression. It's going to be Naf. Completely blinded. Fur's going to get around the corner quickly. He has the advantage, but he can't win the fight. Somehow cannot finish off Naf.
If they had a grenade to chase him down, that would be big. Stewie going to be able to win it, but Nitro with the follow-up. AWP shot, taking it down. And Eleague dropping the bomb on that side. I don't know how Tarek is in the position that he's in. He's managed to almost sneak back around and must have come up the stairwell and going to be catching Nitro. This can actually be a pretty big change in the round. Cold. Yeah, if you can catch Eleague.
That's the big one, isn't it? What a weird round to have to play in if you're any of these players. You can't read anything that's happening. Eleague is looking for Tarek, spots him out, but Tarek's going to try and play this a little bit slow, try and get coldzera into the action. Eleague has to be careful. He has no idea what's coming, but a truck is about to run him over.
Timing is unbelievable. He gets back around the corner in the last possible second, and he's going to win the fight against Tarek. That's, I mean, there's no way to realize that was going to happen. That was a bit of a coin flip, and Eleague comes out with a big kill. Now it's coldzera. Obviously, a chance to do this. Look at the wrong way, and I don't know what went on there. Taco, did he stop shooting? Did he scroll and...
I heard him giggling just now, but I have no idea. Quick switch, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe he just only had 3 bullets or something in his gun. I don't
Maybe
know.
he sneezed again.
They've all got colds.
It's just... Oh, 7-2. Yeah, I think that's a quick switch.
It might have been a situation where he got that dink immediately and he thought he just assumed the kill was in. Yep, we really do need that awkward sponsor.
Someone make it happen.
Oh, there's another one. Like, speaking of the devil, misthrown Molotov.
Where's the sales department? Oh, grenade down the tunnel. Oh, that's going to be a pretty good grenade. 3 people tanked up by that one. And they've only... This is the one round that they won MIBR. Apart from winning the pistol, they win a round, then they're back to losing. They force up in this one, and they're not getting that much traction, although a couple of kills actually happening. Just as I say that, Navfly able to shut down a part of the push, but still, a little bit disjointed for Liquid. This should have been a much better defense.
Yes, this should have been a pretty easy cleanup, all things considered. They had a crossfire perfectly. Graffiti to the wall for now, right beneath Nitro and Eleague, and they have to go for this. And again, I mean, even if they win this, this is economic damage to the max. This is giving MIBR a chance back into the game, but still, tough retake even with the utility.
Trying to clear out all the corners. Going to be sending a flashbang into the sky. Let's see what Fur can do here with the M4. Very big round for the Brazilian side if they can pick it up. Eleague alone in a 1 versus 2, and that bomb is ticking in front of him. He's going to hit the 1 headshot, but he realizes there is no time. What a steal. Liquid had one of these rounds when we were playing on Cash, and that had such an impact. I think this is a similar round. MIBR coming in with a huge victory here to get the 3rd round on the board.
Liquid just can't, I mean, you just can't lose those. You had everything you could have possibly wanted, especially against just pistols and just missed shots. So it's unfortunate. Again, like, it's just a solid setup and just not able to complete enough frags. Now look at what this does to them. All of a sudden, you're poised to have an 8-2 lead, and instead, if you lose this round, that's like a 4-round swing down to that one mistake.
Very well could be.
This is MIBR's path back into this game, Anders.
It is, and I mean, they force up on the Liquid side, so it could even be a 5th round if they can survive this, and it's really not that much firepower if you think about it. So much long range on this map where you really don't want the MP9 and the UMP too much. Maybe even the FAMAS. CSAT long range. No.
Eleague going for that push out towards long. Fur still just hiding. A lot of boosts going on, a lot of vision being gained by Team Liquid, and Fur's going to win that battle against Eleague. I don't even think he saw him. I think Fur was using the sound cues, found the appropriate moment to pounce.
And that was the one M4 that they had. Gone. C said gone.
This is the problem when you're in this kind of a force buy situation now as Liquid, where you don't have all the utility. You start to say, where's the information? You start to say, we need to figure something out. You start to say, we need to get aggressive and try and find an advantage somewhere. And you're playing right into the hands of MIBR, who are just waiting for you. 2 on 5. Nitro's got a nice position, but surely they clear this out. Fur's not going to. The other Team Liquid member, Twist, is inside the bomb site. There's the spray. It was long range, though. He could have trusted Twist and gone for Stewie and given themselves a chance, but both Liquid members are now found out. Bomb is going to get planted over towards the B bomb site, and Twist will not have a chance to retake this.
No, the smoke is up in front of him. They have more grenades to follow up if he tried to go for it, which he is not. That's a 4th round, but it's worse than that. The economy for Liquid is pretty much tanked.
Yeah, they'll look at this round, even in a victory, and say, uh-oh. The problem with it is they had everything set up perfectly. It's a lot like that pistol run in Cash. They played it correctly.
Yeah.
They just missed the kills. And MIBR is going to be back into it. So they're going to be at 4-7. With a very nice chance of getting up to 5, considering Liquid can't really invest anything in it. Even in the following round, their buy isn't going to be anything special.
No, this is really leaving the door open for MIBR right now. They have maybe made a critical mistake. This is not like Cash, if you're new to it, where you say, well, you need like 9 or 10 rounds on the T side. I'd say on this one, if you get 6, then you're in for a pretty good ride. So, and they're right around that right now, getting very close to it. Twist with the AK-47, though. He's been a great player in this best of 3. How much damage can he do with just one rifle?
I think that you kind of, I guess you want to send him aggressive, but the tough part is MIBR, look at how they played the previous round. It was pretty slow played. It was fast. I mean, it was sit back and wait for the aggression. So if you try and make Twist like the first point of contact, this is one way to do it with this boost up, but it's just on this side of the map, and he's not even anywhere close here. So you're getting information, but now how do you rotate Twist back to actually have impact on the game? We know he can deal the damage. He just has to be in the appropriate position for it.
Yeah, and once again, they are playing it very smartly. You're absolutely right. They're not giving many chances. Using a lot of utility to clear out all of the most common positions on that B-bomb site.
But even look at how they execute that hit. If you saw it on the mini-map, you could just watch the dots. To use all that utility, let coldzera swing out the monster first and find information, and then you kind of commit after that when you realize it's all clear. So even if he goes down, they can switch things up. It's a nice kill. And it looks like Liquid, they might be trying to get another extra buy out of this situation by just kind of going for exits, being able to pick up some AKs. I think they forced Fallen away from protecting that drop weapon.
Well, Naf going to be going down. MIBR, instead of trying to run off the bomb site, they're just going to hide over in this spot, which is fine. Maybe Fallen has to try and go somewhere, and he had a bit of backup there. Still going to eat that USPS bullet, and I think the rest are going to be fine. Fur looks like he's just waiting down here. Don't know if Eleague is going to take the risk and try and slide down. Not really worth it, it seems. So, round win regardless for MIBR. They lose a couple of players, and another AK is saved for Team Liquid, which is actually great news.
That's amazing. That's going to help this buy. This gets a little bit more intimidating now. Taco drops it over to Naf. No op for Nitro. But Team Liquid have done everything they can to make this as solid as possible. I mean, good utility, 2 kits as well. That helps out massively. And look at the money behind guys like Twist and Naf. That's pretty nice luxury to have coming out of a losing streak in an economic reset. So fair play. So yeah, MIBR back into it. Their T side has not looked great, but they've done just enough to get a couple easy rounds and actually make themselves a force to be reckoned with here. Now Team Liquid, you know, where you once had them at 2 rounds, maybe 3 rounds.
Yep.
Now you're sitting there and saying, we really have to kind of close this half out. 3-0 run for them.
I feel like this is the cutoff point, isn't it? If they get the next 3 rounds, Liquid, I think MIBR are still going to be left with a feeling that,
yes,
man,
Well, I think they're going to be happy with 5 considering how those rounds are playing out, you know?
Yeah, maybe. I just feel like they're setting themselves up for a chance to like even out the scoreline, maybe even finish 8-7 like this. It's right on the edge of that kind of situation. So we'll find out if they keep playing it as slowly as they have been in the previous rounds. It's been working out for them, and Liquid have, for one reason or another, felt the temptation to try and go and look for information, going for a similar boost as they were in the last one, and not finding anyone at all.
I mean, the rounds that MIBR has just kind of gone that way, it's usually just Fur and now Fallen just playing it ultra passive. Ooh, look at this pop flash aggression from Twist. Can't complete the kill. coldzera down to about half health. Fur was playing counter flash perfectly. Saves his teammate's life. Another disadvantaged round for Team Liquid. 4-on-5, and Nitro and Eleague are going to push up towards the long. Now, they're such a long way from the B bomb site. So if they do want to get into the action, if MIBR keeps pushing this and constricting on this site as Naf finds information, he saw the leg of Tarek. Fallen, I think, might be in for a rough round here. I don't know if they spotted him. If they didn't, it was just a half second away.
Think about the fact that he's even surveying this part of the map alone with the AWP. I mean, that's so rare that you see that. Normally, there would be a rifle to sort of walk around with him, but just on his own. And they're going to execute into the B-bomb side. They realize right now on the T side, they have been found out. They know there's no one else here, and let's see what can happen. Taco turning around for the grenade and jumping down right in front. Stewie not going to make it down. Goes dead instead, and Nafly with 2 big kills taking down coldzera and Tarek. And Fur going to get shut down. There's a lot of information play happening for Liquid, and they just play that very well.
The only way it's possible is indecision on the MIBR side. If you're playing that 1-4, falling all alone towards A, you're right, it is insanity that he's pushed up that far, surveying the field alone. I mean, obviously a great sequence from Naf. But, I mean, there's only so long you can stay silent on the map while there's just one player on the other side. You had 4 people there ready to execute that whole round, and you let Liquid get all the information and all the advantages. 8-5 now. Pre-buying for Team Liquid.
I mean, they have something to work with here. Not ideal, but
it's a little bit more aggressive of a start to the round for MIBR. This time it's not just someone sitting far back watching for those pushes. You can see Fur all the way. He just doesn't care. He's halfway up long, and he's going to eliminate Nitro.
If that's what not caring looks like, I say keep it up, you know? Just keep doing that. That is definitely going to work. He pushed up really far forward, but fallen in an even closer position than he was expecting. Now, Nafly, he's done well in this best of 3, but the flashbang is absolutely perfect. And the aggression from Fur just continues. That's a strange way to win a round.
Well, I mean, it just felt like Liquid lulled into that sense of security with how slow that, you know, MIBR has been playing, especially towards that A bomb site. And then collectively, the whole team picks up the pace. And this is where it's tough. This is where it sucks that if you're Team Liquid, that you let them come back and get 5 rounds, because just one round you make a mistake and you're not prepared for it, and all of a sudden MIBR is up towards 6, and now they're feeling like they have a very good T side. This has been a great recovery for MIBR. I mean, the tactics haven't looked well, or haven't looked good, but they've scrapped together enough, you know, opportunities to make this work. And it's always been one of the strengths of MIBR, even when they're getting, like, always finding a way to get the necessary amount of rounds forward.
Yeah, and I mean, in fairness to their point of view, a lot of the rounds, they've had so little utility that for them to have, like, very deep setups or, like, run very elaborate strategies, this hasn't actually been possible for a lot of the time just because of the grenades that they've been lacking. Not so in round number 15, and Liquid has picked up a better buy than I was expecting, actually. Let's see what they do with it. MIBR could go back to playing that slow style again if they want to. It certainly has been working out. They're a little bit more aggressive again in taking over the playground part of the map. But everybody else is kind of on pause for the minute. That's so much damage.
Yeah, between the two of them, both of them just kind of getting aggressive to the Flames, who I thought Stewie spotted him, but he was obviously looking for the stack. Maybe didn't quite see that shoulder fast enough. First time in a few rounds that Liquid's actually had the man advantage, finding that opening kill. And how do Taco and Twist want to play this now? We're just going to slowly fall away. Tarek is so close. I wonder if they realize that Nitro going to swing out, take that fight. He does indeed. Tarek was going to try and force him out with the Molotov, but MIBR just losing a couple players here and there. 3-on-5 again. They did win one of these earlier, but this one seems a bit out of reach.
Yeah, they've got about 50 seconds, but it's also the fact that Fallen has got no grenades at all. They have a couple of smokes. It's just not enough when you're down 2 men. You kind of would like to have a bit more, maybe. The bomb is all the way on that side. What noise was that, Moses? Was that you? I mean,
yeah.
Weird bird noise.
You didn't know I'm a bird watcher?
Wouldn't even be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, it's second only to the Slinky. Fallen with that pick to open up this A bomb site, but this boost could do some work. But still, 4 players locked out of this bomb site. When does the retake happen? I imagine they're going to throw a flashbang over when the plant starts to come down and just try and be really aggressive with it. Here it comes. There's the nade. It doesn't quite go over. A little bit of a limp toss, and there's Fur with 2 kills. That's huge. Twist has got to do something. Fallen playing around the smoke. He's spotted with the jump. Great job from Eleague.
Yeah, that MP9 doing so much work. That jump over the smoke, absolutely big. And coldzera now holding, waiting for the sound of that defuse. Going to be tapped a single time, and he kind of has to go and peek it. They're both waiting for him right now. Reconfiguring, and, well, no chance at all. coldzera playing that one perfectly. Never overstepped that line, and that's 7 rounds for MIBR. They're going to be so excited. They've got a really good shot right now at getting that 3rd map, I think.
That one reset in the middle of the half is unbelievable. That is what gives them the opportunity. Liquid lets a half slip away. There we are. An urge to touch his hair.
Why not? It does look like it's sort of defying gravity a little bit. Like there's something weird going on there where it's
I can feel for Twist, because I have a lot of people ask me if they can touch my head, my bald head at events as well, and I think it's weird.
Well, look, the cameraman has almost done it. I think you should charge people for that, Moses.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, so you get $5 every time.
Yeah.
That could be a real business for you.
Maybe 15 to 20.
I know we've talked in the past about the idea that you could we could lease it out for sponsorships, like we could get some sort of real estate for it.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Like I said, every man's got his price. So if someone wants to, you know, make my head a billboard, I'm up for it.
We'll ask. We'll get the sales department on that too. We'll see how it works. So, for having a good game, you saw that one round where he took charge of it and just charged long and got that opening kills. He's currently 12, so top of the scoreboard on his team. On the other side, Nitro and Nafly are leading with 16 and 14 kills. And wow, we're going to get into the second half here. Molotov picked up on Taco and the smoke. If I was going to have a Molotov and I wanted to have a better chance of having it land somewhere good, I'd prefer the B-bomb side in a pistol round myself.
Yeah.
I just feel like there are more safe ways to throw it there.
See, he's heading that direction with his Molotov. Look at that. Fur with a peek. He wants to stick around for a fight, at least initially, until he sees the nades come out. Fallen is wrapping around long as well. He's going to try and take a fight. There's the opening kill. Stewie desperate, and he's getting surrounded. One kill, just not enough. But Fallen and Fur can still set up a decent trap, and Eleague has no idea. He's going to walk right back into Fallen. He's looking for it, and actually Fallen lets him go. There's going to be a double flank so fast. So Cold Zera, he needs to stay alive. Try and go for a pick as they cross over to the bomb site, but just don't get killed. There it is, Nitro on the ground. The flank is going to be more and more effective as time goes on.
Yes, it will. Fallen and Fur coming into play. They needed that kill. Now it's all on Fallen. We've seen him save them in a pistol round on Cash once before, but this feels a little bit different. They're all in position, and once he reveals where he's coming from, the game is up. That's one headshot. Last time he did it, can he do it one more time? They need to not fight him. Just let him get on and try and defuse that bomb. There's no reason to give him any chance, and he's waiting. He wants them to make the mistake, and currently they're sitting tight, and now he's simply running out of time. 4 bullets left as well, and he's going to get shot down. Twist with the triple instead, and Team Liquid will win the pistol. That is such a big round to win. Finally, they do it.
That's huge. First pistol round won by Team Liquid. It is important to note in the first half, they lost the pistol, but won the second round, if you're just tuning in about halfway through. But yes, a very good start. And I mean, this is the thing now, because if you put MIBR in the weird economy zone, if you're able to win that 4th round, you know, after this kind of a buy from MIBR, they won't have the AWP, even Fallen's invested. Then it gets really dicey for a brand new team playing on overpass on this defense. Then you can really apply the pressure to inexperience. We'll see. Stewie coming down the stairs. Cold Zera going to meet up with him in this short sewers, but Taco, that's a quick kill. And you've got to love that, because Taco was a master of this position on the T side when he was playing with his friends in MIBR.
Absolutely.
It's a funny conversation to be. Oh, we can have it after this round. He's going to get eliminated, and Nitro recovers for 1. Twist has to be cautious with this AK-47. Oh no, he's missed the opportunity. Does go back for more and find it. 3 on 2.
Yeah, heads up play from Twist. Don't want to overextend that position. Bomb is being picked up. A little bit of noise being made. Stewie probably wondering if he should charge around the corner, but he's going to be just a couple of seconds late, and they go back for him. My God, Twist is on point.
I was going to say, there's been a lot of conversation, and Taco said it himself in interviews. He really seems to struggle against his former teammates. For whatever reason, I know especially the first time that he played against these guys after joining Team Liquid, it was a really rough affair. He was very nervous about it, and still having some struggles. So still kind of being affected by that. But he had a good cash.
He had a very good cash. I felt like we saw a lot more aggression out of him, and I can't even really blame him. I mean, I don't think it's that he was like, but he was obviously not the star player of that team. So, you know, there's going to be maybe a bit of a fear factor. I'm sure it'll fade over time, though. Like, yeah. Especially because Liquid are doing so well. That must be a good motivator for him. 10-7. Still nothing really here for MIBR, except for that one flashbang. Praise Tarek.
Praise be. It is his era. Is it still?
Yeah. I mean, we haven't really replaced it with any kind of different era, so I feel like it's we can live on a little bit longer.
Okay. Cling to the past.
We've awarded a whole Tarek era just based off of a meme, more or less, and yet, but we keep being right on the edge with Astralis. Like, we don't really, you know, we're like, not yet.
because like deep down, no one wants to give Astralis an era. It's just like it's getting to that point where, you know, how long can you resist the undeniable?
So Moses, I'm ready.
Well, I know you're ready. You've been ready since 2015.
Maybe we've been in the Astralis era that whole time.
Yeah? All the other eras are just a little bit of a joke?
Yeah, they're just under the umbrella of that one.
Okay.
So, stack in B-bomb site, nobody shows up. You can do the math from there on out. It's not going to work.
So they lose.
They lose, that's it.
It was a prayer and a dream in the first place with just one flashbang and USPs, but...
Yeah, we could do another flowchart around that, actually. There'd be
yeah?
Yeah.
Just, I mean, what, is the stack at the B-bomb site? Yes. Do you go A? Yes, you win.
Yeah, that's it.
That's not bad.
It's very, very easy to follow. I like that. I like flowcharts in general. I think they are informative, you know?
Is it your favorite of all the charts?
Yeah. Maybe a little cream pie chart in there as well, Moses. If you, I know you like.
You found a way to get back to it, didn't you? You sick, twisted.
I can't help it. They saved the flashbang though. $200. No, it's not a lot. It's not a lot, especially if you're Dan. Like even 500K wasn't really enough for Dan to get all.
That was one of the better questions. Dan, what would you do with 500K if you had it? I don't know. Nothing interesting.
Nothing interesting.
All right. Well, thanks for your help. What would you do with $500,000?
I would. I think I would try and get funding to build a machine that would let me spend a day in Dan's mind, because I think that would be truly interesting.
Well, that would be kind of cool. I'd do that as well. MIBR is going to rush mid, essentially. They're already up to Fountain, past it. Fur and Tarek making that play. Nitro is walking back into some danger. Fallen is here on the stairs. There's Nitro in the fight, and yeah, he didn't expect it, but thankfully for Team Liquid, Twist has eliminated Fallen, and with that aggression, Liquid's going to pick up the pace towards this B-bomb site. Twist to lead the way. His death will provide knowledge for the rest of his teammates. A glorious sacrifice from him. Cold Zera and Stewie to defend Taco right in the corner. Taco is able to eliminate him, and this is good trading entering in the bomb site. And now Fur and Tarek, the aggressive players, are late to the party.
They are a little bit late, and one of them is going to be retaken with an AWP, which is always a bit 50-50. You really don't know if you're going to miss the crucial shot and suddenly get caught off guard. Oh, but he won't. Taco goes down. That's such a big kill, and now Eleague feeling very lonesome. Fur right on his back, and that will be the round win in favor of MIBR. So this is all around good news for them. I think if they didn't win this round,
they would have been in some trouble.
Yeah, the gap suddenly is so big.
Listen, they're not out of it just yet. If they lose next round, they're in some trouble. Remember, there's going to have to be some drop weapons here. There's going to be some players struggling to get some utility on the board. Yeah. So, I mean, it's not a picnic quite yet for MIBR. Because another buy is coming in for Team Liquid, and they have a lot of cash. This was good from Cold Zera, obviously. I thought the trading for Team Liquid to get into that bomb site was great, and obviously a very nice retake helped out by that AWP kill.
How can the game... This is a fairly close game right now, like 11-8. How can Twist be 18-6? How can you have died 6 times in the 19 rounds that we played? That doesn't really make sense to me.
I mean, maybe saved a lot of the CG side. Should be. Ooh, nade stack almost catches Fallen. Some of those nades don't quite go the distance. Counter-Strike players not known for their baseball throwing ability.
All right. See, that could have gone so many ways, but...
Yeah, it fizzled out towards the end. Had a good start, though.
That's important too, Moses. Taco playing outside of the B-bomb site, which he used to do as well. Let him have that.
He's done a pretty good job. Remember, he had the out-dueled Cold Zera there earlier. And, I mean, he's always been very good at staying alive in this position. It's kind of the most important part about this role is just, you know, have that second option available to your team. Obviously, Zeus was in the lineup at the time as well, so very knowledgeable and helped to kind of define Taco's role in their tactics at the time. Fallen and Fur to defend the A-bomb site. Tarek's on the rotation with all the utility being used. A smoke wall is being set up, but Fallen's not blocked off with that AWP. And there's the danger. Leg shot onto Twist, down to 20 HP. They've used everything here. They have to go for it. Fallen just staying alive. Fur with the kill out to the left, out towards long, and now he's gone. It's Fallen all alone, just trying to make a blind shot happen, and Eleague can't follow up on the second player, but Liquid have the bomb site.
Yes, they do. In a 3-on-3, that could have actually been much worse for Fallen. He had no armor in that fight, so any bullets coming through would have done so much damage, or a grenade or anything like that. They have controls of the bathrooms right now, so very hard for MIBR to get a defuse and follow it through. There are a couple of kits in play, so that might be the way to get back into this, although Twist going to take one before he falls. Now, a 2-on-2. They've got no smokes. They need to get on this bomb really quick to try and force it out. And Nafly, again, that first bullet accuracy, so incredible for him. That's a huge round. You said they were not out of the woods yet, Moses, and I mean, you see it right here. They're out of money in this round on the MIBR side.
Yes, this is well done from Eleague. That kill and coming through here, you thought maybe look at this. He has to make the decision here. He almost transfers it over, and he realizes falling close up. That's an important kill, and even if Naf doesn't get this kill immediately onto Stewie, Taco's double peeking, and someone was going to get that kill. Liquid now 12-8, a timeout called by MIBR. This gets scary for them. Economic issues, economic woes down the stretch, and Liquid, despite some of the opportunities they gave away to MIBR in the first half, they seem to have regained control of the map and the series.
Well, that's the scary part if you're on the MIBR side. At this point in time, you want to fight for a third map. Don't want to go home just yet.
No, you don't.
They're gonna force into the round mode. I didn't see that coming.
Bloody hell. All right. Well, here we go. Buckle up. We're in for a wild ride. MIBR, a big investment, a big risk into this round. It feels like it's all on this.
Listen, if you know you're headed towards the end, like, why not try and go for something like this? Stewie's going to go down immediately. I think he just wanted to peek the corner. I don't think he wanted to fight that. He just wanted to see if anyone was in the tunnel. And Nitro's ready for it.
Fair play. Now they can just hit the brakes. Team Liquid, slow it down, wait for the response.
They're all playing...
I think the important thing to note as well about what Stewie just did is he may have done that about 5-6 times throughout this game and never been punished because Nitro hasn't been here too frequently, right? That could have been like just the first time he's been caught. So it's probably frustrating for him in such a critical round as well.
Shaping up for a B attack, and Tarek and Cold Zero. I mean, how do you hold this bomb site with 2 C-set 75s and almost no grenades? They need to be very precise kills. You can't really waste any bullets. And, well, Cold Zero holding his hand in front of his eyes to try and regain some vision. But before he even does, a bullet lands. And that will be for now entirely alone. And Nafly's hearing run, so he knows what's up.
Yeah, he's tracking him the whole way. This investment, safe to say, did not work. Didn't even really have any resistance to it. Liquid just kind of slice through them quickly, and now they're even on the hunt. They want to end everything, take all hope away from MIBR. Taco and Naf close by, Eleague wrapping around as well. Nice. Maybe a kill onto Taco, and no bullets, no more ammunition. 13-8 for Team Liquid, and if you're MIBR, you have to save here. You have to give yourself at least one more gun round.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. I mean, the force-up didn't really work. Maybe no reason to try it again. I feel like if your gun runs out of bullets, there should be an option that you throw it at people. It does like 5 damage. How do you feel about that?
I don't like that. I don't like it at all, Andy.
I feel like you do that in real life, wouldn't you, if you had no more bullets? Just...
Not if you had a magazine in your...
Yeah, but if you couldn't, in reloading time.
Okay.
Just say, all right.
I wouldn't throw it away a gun.
All right. Maybe we can work on it. Maybe there's another way to do this. They have no armor. They have an upgraded Deagle on Cold Zero. There's something else that's missing here. We've talked a lot about how Stewie and Tarek haven't really fit into the team, and I think that's fair. I think I'll easily give them a pass on that right now and just say that's okay. Pretty early days, that's fine. But I still would like every once in a while to see a round out of Fallen or Cold Zero or Stewie where they just individually get like some sort of incredible triple kill, something like that.
That's kind of, I mean, those all play into each other, right? To a point where once they start figuring out how Tarek and Stewie are going to play into this team and work in this system and function within the unit, then those individual plays will come back. But I think everyone's feeling a little bit of lack of confidence. I think everyone on the team is likely focusing so much on how to play properly as a team that they're not even necessarily thinking make a play like that at all times. I mean, it's been a topic of plenty of talk shows and plenty of desk segments.
Yeah.
And usually it just comes down to confidence, and that confidence is born in the fact that you know how your teammates like to play and what you guys are all doing and how you're going to react with what your teammate is doing, and that all comes with time.
I guess you could also end up bending the team in the wrong direction if you start winning games based on, you know, crazy individual triple kills, and you think then that becomes maybe the direction of the team. And if you don't want that long term, then I guess it could be an issue, or at least if you want a more solid base for the whole thing. I just feel like that's what we know these people for, right?
Yeah.
That's what we love.
I
people want what they want most of the time.
I still have confidence they'll figure it out. Like,
oh yeah, I'm not at the point yet. I know people love to make threads over on HLTV about the.
It is the way you spend your time, just browsing HLTV forum threads.
You have no idea how much happiness that gives me. I was one of the saddest moments of my life. Well, not entirely, but certainly in the top 10 was when they announced that they were going to increase the moderation in those forums. I was like, no, don't do that. I want all the moderators banned from that site. Just don't want any of them.
Anarchy in the streets.
Absolutely. I think they should do that. 23rd round, and probably the last-ditch effort here for MIBR. If they want to have a miracle comeback, it's got to start in this round. Fur hearing a lot of walking. No one flashing. They're just walking right past. One big kill coming in and another one to follow it up, and that seemed very careless.
I'm all down for a play like that, but let's, you know, cross your T's and dot your I's and everything. That could have been fun. There's one of your individual plays. Fur pushed up all on his lonesome, finds 2 kills, finds a lot of information. Taco's got the op now, and Tarek.
I'm not sure if I've ever seen anyone walk past that without checking it. Like, actually, I can't remember.
Certainly not in like a 5-on-5, right?
Yeah, it seems... Maybe they thought they were there so quickly that, you know, if anyone had been there, they would have shown themselves somehow. Fallen winning a fight against Nafly. This is exactly the kind of beginning we're looking for. Taco and Eleague, all they can hope for is economic damage right now, unless they get given some sort of gift. Well, Taco, not a gift, but take it anyway. Missed the opportunity. Now it's a 1-on-3, and he's getting shot right in the kneecaps.
Gives a free op over to Fallen as well, which you never like to see. Fallen with that AWP drops a M4 to his teammates, and yeah, this is just a lack of focus there. Not checking that corner, not even looking at it. Not even being prepared whatsoever. Good round from Fallen. He's going to end up with 3 kills total. MIBR still alive in it. Have to win 5 more to even up the scoreline.
It's a big ask right now. I'm not seeing them quite fired up yet. I guess it's a bit much to be fired up if you win 1 round, considering the situation, but... You know, I was asking for a long time for that B rush when MIBR were playing on the T side.
You want one now, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, I think they tried their like little uppercut. I think it was that previous move that Fur just stopped it in its tracks. I don't know if we'll get a B rush out of this Liquid team unless things get really desperate. Taco, a chance for Fallen, and he's going to lose that one as Fallen has a little bit of a wider angle. And the other 4 players of Team Liquid far back, just towards Fountain. They haven't really gained too much ground. Utility now starting to be used, probably emboldened by seeing the op towards that B bomb site.
And Fur is playing quite far up on long. If they try and go restrooms without checking this position, he can flank them so quickly. So, I don't know, that's dangerous as well. On the other hand, with 45 seconds, if you want to go and check that part of the map, you're not going to have much time left, and it seems like they're going to gravitate back and end up towards the B bomb site. There's so much defense right here. I guess Fallen far away, but still.
Cold is going to have a nice angle. I don't think we'll see any of those Liquid players go towards short. I think all 4 are going to come through Monster. Here it is, flash for Stewie. They're all blind, everyone is, and Stewie's involved in the action. Double kill for him. Tarek now defending. The Monster pull. And now just waiting.
Such a good setup with a flashbang. I mean, Sometimes it doesn't have to be too complex. Just, you know, one $200 grenade and that kind of a setup. Just beautiful.
It also helps that you've pretty much put Liquid in a point in that round where they had no other options. They just had to go for that, and you know they're walking right into a nice trap. So 10-14, and all of a sudden a little bit of life in this MIBR lineup. This has got to be worrying. Fallen finding some opening picks and getting aggressive is the first red flag.
Yes, it is. I mean, that's the kind of thing that we want to see. And I noticed the fans down in the social media bar there, they're still with them. They still think this can be turned. So it's good job on you guys.
Imagine Zeus sitting at home, Team Liquid coach right now, just watching this.
You think he's gonna be a little bit frustrated?
Oh, I think he's so frustrated. He's probably happy at the moment. Eleague getting that opening kill, tempering the aggression from Fur.
Love it if we could get like a
Zeus cam.
A Zeus cam, just him yelling at the monitor.
Go plug in your webcam. Call in.
Well, no wall bang happening there. There's nobody at the B bomb site. What's happening? What's going on?
Why not take the risk? You almost have to get aggressive though if you're MIBR in this situation. You can't just sit here. Stewie's watching from far back, so I mean he'll at least have the information that they're coming. It's going to be tough to get back into things, but. This is a big risk, a big gamble. MIBR did it previously with the buy. Didn't pan out, and this time as well, it's looking like it's going to struggle.
Stewie's going to make that call on the radio saying, hold up, this might have been a big mistake. 48 seconds, they make their way around the corner. Stewie going to be going down, and the backup is going to have a very hard time getting in. There's still a smoke for that high ground, and Nafly is absolutely on it, and I think that just kills the round.
It does, absolutely. They can do nothing but save these weapons. Yeah, you might be able to make it happen. I highly doubt it, but more importantly, you have to still be able to fight moving forward. You're going to need 5 rounds in a row to force OT, and Fallen desperately needs this up. The money is okay for MIBR, so it's not like they're going to be put in some kind of a no-buy situation. That's a great flick.
Yeah, very quick. And I mean, you said it was a risk. They were playing 4 versus 5, and they say, all right, we'll push up 3 men towards the restrooms and try and catch whoever is there. Admittedly, if someone had been there, they probably would have been so shocked to find 3 people suddenly pushing in. So that wouldn't have been such a bad idea. Fallen on the angle, gonna keep the AWP alive. Good news, but it is still 15 rounds for Team Liquid. Series point here. They are 1 round away from knocking MIBR out of the tournament.
This was great from Eleague, just running through the nades, not even caring, turning from the flashbang, and Taco obviously with a phenomenal entry. Stewie's limited in where he can play with those Molotovs. And all of Liquid pushes up close to the choke points when they don't feel the pressure. Not looking stressed. Taco 15-10, and Liquid looking to go 4-0 against MIBR here at Eleague. Falling with the op, again gonna get aggressive. Yeah, did you just...
No, I was just going to say, I think he's feeling very good at the moment, Taco. I just think his game throughout these 2 maps has been really good.
Oh my god.
He got checked, didn't he?
Oh my lord, that is a hip check.
Oh, man.
What can you even do?
And for this time, I can guarantee you they're going to check his position, Moses. If they don't, I'm just going to give up all hope.
Well, they've done it. Cold Zera's the next one up. He's all alone. He's got Nap. He needs to follow up, but Twist is prepared for the trade. Tarek and Stewie, the new recruits against the world. They have to be kept honest. Tarek is still over at that A-bomb site. He's trying to cheat into a new position so we can have a quick rotation. So Stewie's going to have to do it all, at least for the first few seconds.
If you've got this much of a job to do, we want a better tool than the FAMAS right now. There's just so many people on the other side of that smoke. 40 seconds and the absolute last stand here for MIBR. Grenade, gonna maybe do a little bit. Tarek picking up 1 kill on Twist. I'm not sure why he wanted to fight that whatsoever, but a lot more damage actually coming in right now. And Tarek finding another kill on Taco, and it's all on Tarek. He almost gets the transfer, but not quite. 16-10 in favor of Team Liquid as they pick up the map win. And that is going to be such a big win for them.
Yeah, great series from Team Liquid. They avoid the danger of replaying an opponent that they beat previously. They go 4-0 against MIBR at this event. And unfortunately for MIBR, the struggles continue. I think there was, I think they're going to be obviously unhappy, but now they get some time to go work on some of those issues. They just brought in Tarek recently, so they'll have some time to improve before during the player break and everything like that. But either way, we're going to go to a break. When we come back, it's going to be the desk to wrap up this series and move us on to the next one, so stay tuned.